All right, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Something's going on with my Wi-Fi. I had to buy these little things, the deco units, and they have not been they haven't been working properly. It has to do something with the, I don't know, something. So anyway, all right, cool. Well, this week I want to just go through and really just hear from you guys. Like, we'll go in line, raise your hands, and we'll just kind of I'll help you guys with whatever it is that you need inside your agency because I've been getting a lot of texts and a lot of messages. You know, people are I think making this stuff too difficult for themselves. And I want to hear what you guys need help with, whatever it is, whether it's getting clients, whether it's like, onboarding them, anything that you guys have questions for. Um, go ahead and raise your hand and we'll go in line like we do with Adam and Brendan, and we'll see where the conversation goes, right? So Samir's got his hand up first, so let's do that. Samir, what how can I help you, bro?
Okay, so my challenge is definitely prospecting. I have quite a bit of tech knowledge. It's too much that I can't do anything else. But the problem is, like, I do have some prospecting going on via the agency whom I'm working with. So they have a lot of clients for SEO and paid ads. They do not have any clients on CRM. So I'm kind of working a solution with them to get their clients implement for them. Things are working, but it's all custom and they don't have the pocket to spend, which is still fine. It's not a major thing that I can't do it. Uh, so there are two things. One, I can't do prospecting for my own self. B, as an alliance partner, there are too many different industries, too much things to do, and like it's not a system that I can just rinse and repeat. Probably because these are first few industries that I don't have any system set up. Once I have it, I can able to replicate. I understand that. So I guess I'm just in my head. I'm just stuck in a way where I can't move ahead and can't do anything and just frustrates me.
Okay. All right. And so right now you are basically you have two things going on. You're working for an agency that has SEO clients. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're trying to figure out a little bit of how can I leverage their clients and provide to them a custom CRM solution while also making yourself, maybe some money or something like that. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then on the other side of that, you have yourself who wants to also just do this yourself, and you basically don't need the agency that you're working for. You want to just do this kind of yourself. But it sounds to me like maybe you kind of see an easy route. They already have the clients. Why don't I just go sell this to them? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of what Teresa has been doing. And so here's my question to you is like I always try to work backwards when I get into dilemmas like this. Is like, what does Nick really want to do? Does Nick just because what I found is when we try to focus on figuring out how to make money, it becomes very difficult. And we keep that as the end goal, and that's the target. So it's like I just need to make money, and you said it yourself. Once I figure that out, then I can build out all the systems and I can build all that out, right? And so this is where I think a lot of marketers and a lot of coaches and a lot of people that you'll talk to is like you need to niche down. That's where that comes from, I think. And for you, I think that the best thing, I mean, for really anybody is like work backwards. and let it naturally unfold. So that's how this whole thing started for me is I never thought that I would help anybody doing this because I've been doing it myself and I really struggled for a year and a half trying to figure it out. And then here we are, we got, 15 people sitting on this Zoom call, right? And so I worked backwards and what you can do is figure out like a strategic play, right? And you don't want, just based on my experiences, you don't want to be dependent on your agency, right? Because the second that they make a change, the second that they fire you, the second that, I don't know, something comes up, they get purchased or whatever it is, you no longer have a business. So that brings me back to what does Samir want to do, right? So I would say go and focus on getting one or two clients yourself. You can still use the agency's clients, but focus on where you see yourself. Like, and then this is me working backwards, right? Is this something that Samir wants to, what are you good at? What do you like to do, right? Do you want to onboard people? Are you good at sales? Do you want to build things inside your, inside Go High Level, right? Are you a builder or are you more of, do you want to be like a salesperson and then dish off all the work to somebody, right? So, I mean, let me ask you, like, what is it that you like to do or what would you want to do in your business that you're going to launch?
So I'm definitely more of a builder and coming up with new solutions and all, and less of a salesman. It's like once I have a prospect, I'll be able to close them probably. But that prospecting, that outreach, that is something like has been a hold up, and I'm not able to move past that limiting beliefs. And it's purely beliefs because of that I'm not able to take action and all. You know how that works. So that's where I'm kind of in a limbo state.
Okay, let me ask you this. What have you done for prospecting? Because there's something there that has told you you suck at prospecting, I don't know how to do it, and I'm afraid to move forward.
I've not done anything. That's the whole point.
Okay, there you go. So you haven't done anything to do the prospecting. So you're
I've
in
kind of done it, but all haphazard. Like I've kind of tried to talk to a few people, but then I didn't get any positive response. So I again go back to my cocoon and like, oh, this is not for me. I can't do prospecting, I can't do sales and all of that stuff.
okay. I don't know if you're aware, but I have a prospecting course with what's it called? And then I have all my sales calls recorded. I will just tell you right now, the easiest way to get your first client is going to be make an Upwork or a Fiverr or a people per hour profile. Like you literally just plop yourself right in front of people who need your services. So for instance, I mean, and this is where I said in the beginning is like, I think a lot of people make this too difficult for themselves when it doesn't need to be this difficult. And this is a perfect example. So here, right here is my Upwork profile, right? And so, I mean, I'll show you just in contract history, your active contracts. Just since October 31st, I have $1,000 sitting here that actually these three have already been closed out. But this is $1,000 that I made just from having meetings, right, with people. And two of these I will close on, three of these most likely, I will close on a custom build. And so I just come here and you click find work and marketing automation and CRO expert, Klaviyo, Zapier, ManyChat, Shopify, right? You can go here and they're looking for a highly skilled marketing and business process automation specialist. As of right now, they don't even probably know what the capabilities of Go High Level are. And so you always just focus on the next step. In this situation, like our goal is to grow within our niche and get sales year round and just speak our peak, get better data for social media, integrate and automate manual processes. This right here is something that you could build. And you would go here and, they have pretty much everything that they need right here. You can bring this in. I mean, you could put this into ChatGPT and say, I'm a go high level expert. I, build custom software. I have access to, AI chatbots, and I came across this posting. And then you come over here and you say to ChatGPT, what I would like to do is I would like to create a quick video script. And this can be up to 3 minutes. I'm not going to hit it here because I'm using the camera here in Zoom, but because it will mess it up. But it's 3 minutes. And you just go on to ChatGPT and say, give me some ideas. You don't want to read it, word for word, verbatim on the video when you post this, but you just say, give me some ideas of what I can talk about in a 3-minute video as a proposal or slash resume or my cover letter to get this person's attention only to book a call with me. I don't need to talk about you only have 3 minutes, so I don't need to speak about you know, what I can do inside Go High Level or why they should try to switch from Clavio to Go High Level or whatever. Because at the end of the day, this person's goal is exactly these three things. You are positioning yourself as a consultant to get them from point A to point Z and convince them that let me do what I know how to do. All the bullshit that happens in between with your Clavio, ManyChat, Zapier, CRO on Shopify, all of that, none of that matters to you because you are the business owner. I'm the person that's going to bring this to life, right? And so you go through and you just get them interested in booking a meeting with you. It's the easiest thing in the world to do because what you're doing is you're right in front of people that look, this was posted 2 minutes ago. Like as I'm talking, high level specialist for marketing automation and customer engagement. Now, what I will say is like Angola. I have no idea where that country is. Angola. I think this is in between Spain and I don't know. I might be wrong. But when I look at this 125 total spent, 2 hires, I never care about that. And this goes back to me like not having limited beliefs. And the reason why is because I've had people that have like a $4,000 a $4,000 budget, but I've sold them a $10,000, $11,000 thing because I am adjusting specifically to their needs, and this allows me to no longer niche down. If I were to niche only to e-com websites, I wouldn't be able to handle PJ's cleaning services. And so when you start to become a consultant and you start to adjust to what they need, niching down and price no longer are a factor because they know what they need, you know how to do it, and you're adjusting to that. And so now this leads me to my next thing, and this is what I talk about because the process that I've created from doing this and then going into here is this is what you're building. This project scope document. I want the project scope document. you're building out their goals and their desired outcomes on that call with them. And so you're going through their customer journey. And when they start to see this on paper, this is where you now can charge more money for it. Does that make sense? And so these are the easiest wins right here is on Upwork. And there are so many that if every single one of us inside our group with Adam and Brendan, our Go High Level Mastery group, with here, how many people do we have here right now? We have 13 people. If we had everybody here go and make a Upwork profile, there's so much work that needs to be done that there's no way anybody would step on anybody's toes. Like, I mean, sales page updates. This could just be a one-time job for you to get a, what's it called? A review and have you, populate in the search results, right? Request for a proposal. Look, these guys are looking to pay for that project scope document. The document that I just showed you is their request for proposal document. You're just having them pay $250 or $99 or whatever in a natural way. And so, if you're stuck, these calls are not for me to sell my stuff, but I've just created all these both of these courses for exactly basically what everybody's stuck in. So look at the course. I'll find where I can share it. I don't
I
know.
already shared it, Nick.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Does, does that
Yeah.
does that even have these documents and all that you're just showing the course?
Yeah, it has everything.
May I say something as one of the people that are using your course to him? A
Sure.
lot of us have used this course. I've been in marketing 25 years, so I coach people and I will
Mhm.
go and Nick is my mentor. So like I will, even though I've been in the industry 25 years, I just finished a project with DreamWorks for their latest movie. I consider Nick one of my mentors. And his um program, not this isn't a selling program. He's not selling you on this. These classes are for us all to learn, but what he's offering, it's amazing. He charges a very fair price when he could be charging a solid $1,200 just for those two classes because everyone else in the industry is. So, hands down, if you really want to excel, take his course. That's all I have to say.
Sorry,
And
on that link, which course are you talking? Which two course?
He has,
I just shared this. So Kathy, you have an old link. That
I
link
have
was,
the old link.
yeah. So I
Darn
just
it,
I
sorry.
just shared this one in here. And the reason why it's old is because I was running ads to it trying to get leads and trying to figure that out. But oh wait, that's direct message. I just direct sent that to Chris. Here. It's right here to everybody. Um, I'll show you what it looks like. Let me go to share screen again.
I like that one though, how you had it laid out.
It's the same thing. It just doesn't have, it has different funnels. That's why everybody got confused. And the reason why that's an old link is because Adam and Brendan have one of the courses inside their system. So there was people that bought it from
Got it.
them. And so I try to keep it separate. So the link that I just sent, it's the same thing. It's just a different landing page connected to different
Did you set up
to
an affiliate link for this course?
no, but I can.
Okay, I
So
think you.
this is the guide. This is the guide, Samir, just so you know, this is what me and Adam and Brennan all put together. All of this are basically affiliate links for the tools that we use, right? And so maybe I should move this to the bottom because it started out as like I only had two things here. And then as we've been growing and the things that I've been doing more and more and using different tools and whatnot, it's just expanded. So maybe I should move all this. But you have in here like all my cold email stuff. But if you're looking for those specific like this document, the document that I showed you, it's gonna be build template.
There's too
Example
much things on.
documents. It's right here. So this folder that I just that I showed you, those are right there. And when you're on your calls with these people, I encourage you to, they don't know that Nick Durso made this. That just you tell them like, hey, look, this is what I did for a client. Like understand what this is so that you can talk to it, but you can tell them, me and my team, right? Because if you want me on your sales calls, I'll go on your sales calls, right? The idea is to get you guys into the Go High Level Mastery program where, now you're becoming a salesman, you're getting the leads and you're dishing off the work to Adam and Brendan, or you go and do it yourself, right? And so understand what this is, right? Don't just go through it like so you can obviously have some sort of conversation around it. But as you start to build these out, you'll have more of these for yourself because you'll be getting more clients from Upwork. And so, that page, that's right there. This right here is just our Sunday calls that we're on right now. I need to change this because it's every Sunday at 6 p.m. This is the course for the prospecting. I just kind of went over one on Upwork. So the Upwork, like there's a video in there of a guy that I watched on YouTube of how to structure my Upwork profile, right? And so if you go to my profile, here's all the let's see what it looks like to the public. So like it looks like this, right? This I could probably change, but it has all the keywords for SEO and whatnot inside here. Go and take this and watch the course, watch the guy's video on YouTube inside my course of how do I structure my profile to be the right way so that people start to see, like I had 21 views in the past 7 days. I don't really know what that means. Like, did people invite me? Yeah, so I had one invite, two invites. So two of those people invited me, and that's where I sold them the $250 thing. So this is just on Upwork. I've made $6,600, and I started this in April. But on top of that, I've sold like $80,000 worth of custom builds, right? And so this is what I've made just by doing those documents and doing a little bit of work here and there. But on top of this, off the Upwork platform, I have sold, the other projects.
I have a question on Upwork, Nick. Do they have, you know how in some of them you can come in a free account and some of them you can pay a little more and they put you up on the top or something? Does Upwork work that way?
Yeah,
If
so
so,
these are what the connects are, right? So the connects go through. I don't really know how to do it, but
do
it's
you
just
pay for connects?
yeah, you pay for the connects for 300 of them. It's like it's $45. So then boost your profile. That's where that comes from. So when someone searches for a keyword in here, it'll populate. So
Okay.
but I want to go through before everybody else starts asking questions. I want to finish with Samir and then I'll move to Teresa and then go that way.
Sorry
No, it's
guys, I'm
okay.
on my phone so I didn't see everyone. Sorry guys.
It's okay. Um, yeah, so Samir, does that make sense? Does that help
Yeah,
you at least? Does
yeah,
that
that does. That does. So thanks for that. So that's the first course. What about the second course? Like, what is that?
The second course I have is the structured way of selling this, right? And so the second course, I wouldn't even call it a course. I wouldn't call either one of these courses. These are more along the lines of guides. Um, is the second one is okay, so now you got somebody to get a meeting with you, right? And the first meeting that I have with everybody, and a lot of people here have probably heard this multiple times, is you have a 10-minute qualifying call. That's what you tell the people on Upwork that you're looking to do is, hey, I saw your post. This is that video that you're recording for Upwork. This is the cold email that you're sending. This is the LinkedIn messages that you're sending, wherever you're getting these people to at least just take a meeting with you is I see what you're looking for. I understand kind of what you need, but in order to do this, I think that we should probably jump on maybe a quick 10 to 15-minute call. Can you if you want, reply yes, or here's my calendar, you can schedule, blah, blah, blah. They go and they schedule. And that 10-minute call, let me just open this up. I'll show you what this looks like too, because it's easier for me to explain it while you're looking at it. So let me share my screen again. So this quick 10-minute call is quick 10 minutes of going through and basically organizing their structure of your structure of how you will work with them if they choose to work with you. And so you go through and you have like, here's how that conversation looks. I saw that you posted this about blah, blah, blah. Your goals are to integrate and automate manual processes, get better data, grow with our niche, right? And you just ask them, can you expand on that a little bit more? Let them just talk, and they will sit there and they will talk for, sometimes it'll go longer than 15 minutes, but just let them talk and listen to them. And whatever they say, you say, cool. In order for this to work, what I need to do and what anybody else that you would decide to work with would need to do is to build out something what we call a project scope document. And that you just share your screen and you show them this exact one. Literally copy this one and show them this one. And you say, I need to figure out your goals. I need to figure out your desired outcomes. And what we need to do is we need to go through your customer journey. We have two things called a pipeline, and then we have a workflow. Each workflow coincides with your pipeline stages. So if anyone that you speak to before me or after me is going to give you a price of how much they would charge without having this document, they are absolutely lying to you and making up a price, because there's no way anyone could tell you how much it would cost without this. And at that point, you've now separated yourself from every single salesperson that's trying to sell them something. And you're conforming to what they need by saying, hey, look, we have to build this out. I know, Mr. Client, that you have this in your head, but if you don't have this built out, then there's no way that myself or my team could work in a fluid, structured way with you to bring what you are requesting out into a complete project. So if you don't have this document, I have no idea how much it would cost, how much time it would take for me to build this. And at that moment that you show them this document, every single time, their eyes light up. They get excited. They're like, oh, wow. Okay, yeah, this is what I'm missing. This is what this is why they're hiring you. And so
So you created a gap.
you've created a huge gap, and you've positioned yourself as you're not selling them anything anymore because you know what you're talking about, and now they need that. And every time in that 10-minute phone call, you are now requesting that they pay you money. And you say, listen, in order for me to do this, this is going to take me like 6 hours of my time. And I don't mind doing this, but I charge, and you can make up a price. Your first one, I charge $99. I charge $47. I charge $300, whatever it is, right? And at that point, you have just made your job for the next 2 phone calls and the closing 20 million times easier, because if they don't pay for this document, then you just spent, 10 or 15 minutes on a call with a prospect that wasn't interested anyway. If they decide to pay you the $250 or the $99 or the whatever dollars, now you know that they're interested in moving their business to the next level, and they're most likely going to hire you, right? So when you close them on this 10-minute step, you tell them, look, here's the thing, Mr. Klein. I am going to charge you $250 to do this, but it's going to give you two options, and those options are for you. You get to choose after we go through this. You can either hire me, or you can take this working document and go and find somebody else. For me, I don't really care, but I can't move forward without having this. And so now they have completely they're not even looking at you as being sold to. They're looking at as you being a salesman. They're looking at you like, wow, this guy really knows what he's talking about, and he's going to help me bring my business to life, and I don't have to work with him if I don't want to, right? So now you're getting them to want to buy, and you're not trying to sell them anything. And at this point, you still have not talked about Go High Level. You have not talked about AI chatbots. You have not talked about automations, and you're adjusting to what they need, and you're letting them tell you. And that is where you can start to charge $10,000, $15,000 to custom build this, because on your third phone call, so let me back up. The next phone call after they say, okay, yeah, I want to pay you $250, $100, whatever it is to build this document, right? The next phone call, and these are what's in that course. These are my live phone calls of literally selling exactly what I'm explaining to you. And so you just go through, and now you say, okay, we have a pipeline and we have a workflow. Let's go through your customer journey. The pipeline is your customer journey. Now, some companies, they will want to do this for internally for their employees, right? And so you'll say, okay, the customer journey is your internal documents, like for you. We're just going to pretend that it's a customer journey, but we're going from point A to point Z. Point A is always going to be a new lead. Where do they come from? They come from here, 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 and here. Cool. What do you want them to do next? Right? And so in the course, the sales course, I go through all those three steps. This after you go through and you build out that thing with them online on the video, you're not going to build it all for them right there. You're just getting your information that you need to go back and build it. Now, if you join our Go High Level Mastery group, you send that to Adam and Brendan, and they do it for you, and then they give you a price. So you don't even have to be involved in this entire process. I would suggest that you do at least one or two yourself, just so that it gives you the experience to.
Yeah, so just on that, I had the same question. If I have to do it, how do I go about it? Is that also covered in your course? Like as you said, the first two proposal documents.
Yeah, so the ones that I do, I've gotten really good at it now because I've done probably, 30 of them. Maybe 25, I don't know. But I've got it down to kind of like a science, right? So you do your pipeline, and I'll show you one of the most recent ones that we just did this past week. Where would this be? This would be. Okay, so this is what I did, right? So I went through and I just basically told them, okay, this is your workflow, right? So they get a new lead. And then what happens is you have a trigger. These are the three things that need to happen inside a workflow. You have a trigger, you have a goal, and then you have a what needs to happen. Because the what needs to happen moves you to the next stage, right? So what needs to happen? The AI is going to ask questions. It's going to get their name, address, and that, whatever. but it's going to find the availability time frame for setting up the phone call, right? And so the next thing is the phone call. So they get a meeting scheduled. So the trigger is they book the time on your calendar. The goal is, and then what needs to happen. So always when you're talking about this, you always go through, okay, what's the trigger? How did they enter into this workflow stage? What's the goal of this? And then what needs to happen, right? And so I have another one that I did the other day. Lori, where's Lori? This one. I don't know why. Yeah, so like this one, we had a buyer pipeline and a seller pipeline because they do it's not it's like real estate stuff. So you have a seller and a buyer, right? And somewhere along the lines, both are going to meet each other. So we have new lead, no show, meeting booked, contract created, and then the buyer is new lead, expressed interest in a listing, meeting booked, right? And so you have your trigger. They're doing print mail. So they do print mail and they scan a QR code on the printed mail. They have a goal and then what needs to happen, and then we have meeting booked. If you're in our group with Adam and Brendan, they'll teach you that no show always comes before meeting booked. And I explained to the client that now during this whole process, you're still adjusting and positioning yourself as a consultant. You're not selling them anything. You're taking on the role of, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing. That's why you paid me the $250, right? And so, you just go through. I did all of this in about an hour and 10 minutes, and this actually is in one of the calls somewhere, wherever that went. I don't know where it went. It's in here. No, I didn't upload it. I need to upload it. I'll put this one in here. But I just keep uploading all these calls in here so you can watch it and you can do it yourself, right? Right. The only thing that Adam and Brendan are doing is they're going through and they're looking at things of like, when I send this to them, I pretty much send them a completed version of it. But what they're getting or what they're doing is they're double checking, like, okay, is there an API integration? We need to charge X amount, right? So they're giving me the price. If you do this yourself and you are not inside, our Go High Level Mastery group, then you figure out the price. That's on you. For me, they give me a price and then I end up going back to the client. And then if Adam and Brendan tell me, okay, we can make this for $5,000, I sell it for 8,500, right? So if you're not in the group, obviously, think of how much time it's going to take you, how much you want to charge for it, and then you can make up your own prices, right? And at that point, now when you go to sell it, you're going to have like a timeline in there. Okay, it's going to be 1 week of me and you sitting down on a call, Mr. Client, and we're going to go through really deep details. Like, what does the text message need to say? What does the email that gets sent out need to say? What do you want to do, right? Because in the project scope document, you just said send email, send text, right? So now you go even further, and that's how you do it. Does that make sense?
Yep. Thank you. Thank you so much for your detailed answer.
Yeah, that was pretty detailed. Sorry if it took a long time.
No, all good. Thank you.
Yeah. So, all right. Teresa, how can I help you?
Hi, Nick. How are you, Cindy? Did you play golf today?
No, I played in a golf tournament yesterday, and one of the guys has one eye. So everybody jokes with him. He jokes with himself, and we all had to wear an eye patch and play golf, and it was so much fun.
That sounds fun.
It was fun.
All right. It's funny because as you were showing him, I was like, oh, there's one. So I want to tell you, I think I got myself too strung out. If you look at all my little groups up here, I was like, what the shit am I doing? So I started with Facebook ads. I almost spent $2,700 with Rainmaker on LinkedIn. I've got LinkedIn UberFox running for attorneys. I've got nothing from there.
Okay, so
And
you're running ads to get clients.
huh?
You're running ads to get clients.
They're not, this isn't an ad. These are just connection requests. I'm not getting a very good conversion at all, which is okay. I'm just niching. I just thought I'd test the water here for personal injury attorneys. I don't really want
Well,
to niche.
back up a second because I don't know. You're showing me your screen, but I don't understand. I don't know what UberFox is.
Let me show you.
So explain to me explain to me what you're doing and what your goal is of whatever it
I'm
is you are doing.
I'm not real concerned with UberFox. Now, where I've been spending most of my time is on Upwork. UberFox reaches out to my second and third. Let me find my outreach. They reach out to my second and third connections. So here's a connection request. I made 2 landing pages, one with a checklist for attorneys. And the whole thing on this was because I do work with this agency over here, this is all their clients. These are all the agency that I do work for, their clients. And there's quite a few attorneys, and I'm watching them spend money on SEO, and they complain every meeting that we have. I'm still not getting leads. Well, you're ranking number 1 for this keyword, ranking number 2 for this one. And so this whole premise here was just, and I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it because I'm not getting very much from this, but the whole premise from this was I'm telling them you're deeply investing in SEO, but you're still not getting clients. Is so it sends 6 messages to them like a workflow on LinkedIn. And like I said, I'm just not getting very good conversions at all. I got a 9%. When I did this for a health industry, they were getting like 36, 37, which means I targeted really good for them. But it's a very slow process. I can only do 20 a day because LinkedIn has 100 a week limit on outreach. My biggest question, Nick, though, today is my I had 800 from when I used to have this. I got a lot of work off of LinkedIn for accessibility when I was doing accessibility. So I watched that video and I changed my whole profile on the video that you sent.
Mhm.
So my profile is here.
Okay.
And then what I did, and I may take your example, but I just took some screenshots of a couple of funnel pages that I made.
Yep.
And this one right here, I sanitized for one of the clients, and I did this. I don't even know if it's right, so I took out all his stuff and I went through and I attach this when I'm reaching out to the people. I mean, it has a whole bunch of stuff in here, more so than, more so than what we have for Go High Level, because I did a whole bunch of things for him. So I attach this, I attach like a workflow, and this workflow is one that I did. It's not a big deal. It just looks like a big deal.
Yeah.
And then I attach, because you can attach 4 things. So I attached all 4 of those things. I just don't think my messaging is right, because let me see if I can go back.
Because people are not booking a call with you.
Yeah. I
Okay.
had one person reach out, but this one guy, he was wanting to move his website, and his name is Chad Fancher. My granddaughter's name is Chad, and he reached out and I messed him that morning, and now he's ghosted me, you know, so,
Okay,
and
so he requested you, like he found you. That's good.
no,
So that means that your reviews are working because he messaged you first, right?
yeah. And now I boosted this, like I've used 300 of my boosts, but let me show you what I'm saying, because I think, um, I don't think, I don't think I'm saying the right things. So these are the ones I've done in the last week, since the 19th, the last 4 days. I got more too. Um, so
Yeah, show me what you're saying, because based off what you just showed me is I send a lot of stuff too, examples. Um, I do not send the project scope example anymore. And when I stopped doing that, I think what people think is, wow, that's a lot of stuff that I have to do with
I
her.
got you.
And they don't understand. So they're thrown off by it. They're like, what is all this? This is 10 pages of stuff. I don't have time for that. Because they look at it, so you're giving them the option to make a decision based off something that they don't even know.
Mm,
Right? And so
yeah,
this is why I always say, like, work in steps. So if you show me maybe like what's your cover letter, right? Okay, so this is it. Would you be happy? We would be happy to have a look at what you need with your counter grouping. Our team is US based, go level experts to help give them a firm quote. Let's discuss this. Okay, so this, can you go scroll up and show me where it says what they're looking for? Yeah, click. Okay, we need a developer to customize a booking system using high level to implement dynamic area-based scheduling. The system should optimize daily bookings by grouping them with the same geographical area based on the first booking of the day. So here, because now we know that there's about 5 to 10 proposals that have been sent out. And we know that $150 is high and
yeah,
$50 is low.
right.
So we can assume that these people are trying to sell them something just based off their price per hour. Okay, that's just how Upwork works. No one really knows how to do what I'm going to show you here in a second. So we have to create some sort of gap from our competition that is sending in these proposals as well. And so what you said to them was, I can help you with this. My team is based in the US, and whatever it was that you said. But you
Yeah,
didn't
it wasn't much.
you didn't hit a pain point, right? And so in this example, I would say something along the lines of, hey, I saw what you were looking for. Your description is pretty vague, but I kind of understand the gist of it. Um, you know, there's probably a lot of other people that are sending you and telling you that they can do this, which I don't doubt that they can't. But I would like to explain to you a way that I work and I have found has been successful for my previous clients. And because you're on, and now you give them, you kind of boost their ego. So you say, like, because you're on Upwork and you're interviewing other people, I think you're a smart business owner because, you know, you're like, give them something like you're smart for being here and
Right,
and interviewing other people or something like that, right? And so you can play with you didn't give me enough information, because the only goal here is to get them on a call. And
right,
so here you sent your calendar already. I never send my calendar until I start getting them engaged. So I would say what I would suggest is you and I jump on a 10 to 15-minute Zoom call, which would allow me to go a little bit deeper than your 2 sentence request. That way, you and I can figure out if this is something that I can do for you. And if not, I can give you some insights to help with somebody else that you're going to hire anyway, right? Because, and then I go into, if you do decide to interview other people, or if you do, or if you're hiring other people, one of the main questions that I think that you should ask those individuals is, what is your nomenclature inside Go High Level? How do you stay organized? The reason being is because if for some reason that person or myself goes and builds this for you, and you spend your time, energy, and money, and the things don't work out between you and the freelancer, we'll call them, you now have to hire a new freelancer. And if their organizational structure inside your Go High Level system is not in an organized fashion, you just spent a shit ton of money having something built out, and now you have to hire somebody new to come in and redo and figure it out, and you're going to spend more money because they weren't organized. And now you've created this huge gap, like, holy shit, I never even thought about that. Instead of sending your calendar, because everybody's sending their calendar.
Got it.
And so you say, if this sounds like something that you're interested in, reply yes, and I can shoot you my calendar, and I can help guide you in the right way.
Okay. So this
And
one was a little bit more, Nick, but I see. So you're sending all that in your cover letter. Like this one I said,
yeah,
no,
what I said was a lot right there. I don't type all of that out. So let's use this one. Don't jump around from screen to screen. Let me kind of audit this for you live right here. So scroll all the way up to the top.
all right. So this one was for
Okay, let
local
me just,
doctors.
yeah, let me look and read this real quick. So they're looking for a skilled Go High Level website developer and digital marketing strategist to build a high performance website for my business, local marketing doctors, right, in Nova Scotia. The business model is they want to create a visually appealing, fast, and mobile responsive website. Why do they want to do that, right? Like, so that's just probably what ChatGPT gave them, right? What does a visually appealing, fast, mobile responsive website mean to local marketing doctors in a monetary aspect, right?
Right.
What they think they need is not always what they need, because you have to figure out their goals. So they want to develop a high converting landing page with clear calls to action. That makes sense. Why? Because they want to make money.
Right.
So they need to add tracking tools for Google and Facebook, and yeah, that's normal. Prepare the site to support future PPC. Okay. Develop FAQs and objective handling, include customer testimonials, address common concerns. Skills require proficiency, knowledge of SEO, familiarity with CRM, strong communication skills to collaborate and meet deadlines. Results-driven professional who understand the psychology of website visitors and create designs that convert. Budget open to discuss. Next steps, if you're excited, a brief explanation of why you're the perfect fit, examples of websites, your estimated timeline. Okay, so here you wrote, let's see what you wrote. Our team of experts at both Go High Level and development, we can utilize Go High Level. Okay, so right here in the first sentence, second sentence, you gave them an option to make a decision. They never mentioned anything about AI, and now they might have a bad taste of AI. They might have they're a doctor, and they might be like, no, our whole entire business, our whole entire business is based off personalization. I don't want anything to do with AI because they don't know what our AI can do, right? So you've already given them no, I don't want to work with this person because they want AI. We don't want AI, right? The goal of this is just to get a phone call scheduled. And so here, to be able to provide a brief, we need to understand the customer journey. They don't know what that is. So you're doing the right things. I think you're giving too much information to give them an option to back out, right? So if they mention something about AI, then that makes sense to put in there, yeah, we can implement AI, but they didn't mention anything about AI, so I would not bring AI up into it,
Okay.
right? So what I would do here is, can you scroll up just a little bit?
To where?
Just scroll up so I can see the whole description. I would say something here like, we know that they want to prepare the site for support for future PPC and retargeting campaigns. So they're advertising to get their clients, right? And so here I would I would talk about, like, almost throw their competition, your competition that's applying here, under the bus, and in a professional manner. And I would say something along the lines of like, hey, I read your job description. I've It sounds to me like you guys are heavily reliant on PPC campaigns. I have a lot of experience with that, and I understand the value of speed to lead as well as converting on a landing page, right? And so, and this is where I would start to, like, throw the competition under the bus. I'd say, I know you're probably getting a lot of different uh proposals here, but one of the things that I've seen that has been successful with my clients is we sit down and we map everything out properly so that you and I are on the same page along with my team. That way it saves time. It saves going back and forth multiple times, where we can just all be on the same page. Um, if this is something, and just keep it that, if this is something that you would be interested in, I suggest that we just have a quick 10 to 15-minute call so that I can introduce to you some of the products I've worked on. You can get an idea of how I work. I'm headquartered here in the United States. My team is in the United States, whatever. And you're giving them kind of like a little, like, this woman is mysterious a little bit. Like, she seems to know what she is talking about. I want a little bit more. So now they'll respond, yes, I'd like your calendar, right? And that way they're wondering, like, why didn't she send me her calendar? Everybody else sent their calendar right away, right? This one, she's kind of she seems very professional. She's not sending me her calendar. She wants to talk to make sure that we're on the same page. And then from there, you send the calendar. It's just like getting them involved. It's qualifying them from the beginning. Because if you give everything up front, you're no different than any of the other people that have applied for this job.
Right, right.
And
So,
so
so
so you,
you
you
send
can
them,
you can put in here. Sometimes I do put in there. I started to when I first started on Upwork, and what I've seen is it's too much. If you show them the entire customer journey, uh, the project scope document, I think that for some people it's too much. Like, they look at it like, what the hell is this, without any explanation. That's what you talk to them about on the 10 to 15-minute call, and then they get the context of, oh, this makes sense. I didn't know what a customer journey was, or I didn't know what a project scope document was. But now that we're talking, it completely makes sense. You just call it something different,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're doing the right thing. I keep doing what you're doing. The other thing is, they came out with the video thing.
I saw that.
The
I saw
video
it. I've
thing
been sitting here at
is,
night though, like in a robe. I'm thinking I gotta get dressed and to be able to do a video, right? So, but tell me, don't send this marketing strategy PDF. I mean, it gives them just too much, I guess, Nick, is what you're saying.
yeah, it's too much. I mean, if you
And
have it
then
on your
don't,
profile, they
yeah,
can look at it.
it's on
But sometimes I don't even send them these anymore. I get it with the words, and I say, look, I get what you're doing. I think you're smart. It sounds to me like you're trying to do PPC, which is great. I have a long, I have a large amount of experience um, with SEO, PPC. That's what I do. If you're interested, we got to be on the same page. I suggest, my best clients or the clients with the best results that I've worked with have always taken just a quick 10 to 15-minute call so that we are on the same page. And so you're kind of like you're calling them out too. Like you're telling them that they're dumb if they're not going to book a call with you. Like the smart clients that I've worked with and the ones that have been super successful have always taken a 10 to 15-minute call with me so that we're on the same page. That's insinuating that like if
If
man,
you
if
do
I
something
don't
else.
take a call with them, I'm not a smart business owner, right?
Right,
Just
right.
tactics that I've learned in sales over the years. And it doesn't work for everybody, but it will increase your booked call rate of that, right? And so
Yeah.
uh,
That sounds good. So do you use the video? Do you send them a video with just kind of that verbiage?
yeah, I started doing that because then they can see that I'm like a real person.
Okay.
Um, and the ones that I've had the meetings with, they actually have told me like, oh, I really liked your video. That was good.
Oh, okay. But you're saying basically the same stuff as what
Yeah,
you
I
just,
just
but
I
it's
just
just
say
on
the
a
same
video.
thing. Like, hey,
Okay.
what's up? My name is Nick. Yeah, I saw your thing. I saw your request or your proposal or your job
Yeah.
description. You know, I have a bunch of years experience in SEO and PPC. I think you're really smart for thinking in the future that you want your go high level landing pages built with PPC in mind. Um, you know, I'm sure you've gotten a lot of different people asking to meet with you and different proposals. But the way that I work is we got to meet for, maybe 10, 15 minutes just so that we get on the same page and we can build out and we can strategize together so that one, I'm going to save you time, two, save you money. And if you just word to the wise, if other people are working or you're interviewing other people, I don't know your, you know, like, what is that word? I don't know your experience with Go High Level. I would ask the other people, what is their way? How do they stay organized within a CRM system such as Go High Level? What is their nomenclature? What's their structure? Because what I've seen, I actually have to turn clients down sometimes because they spent, $4,000 on a custom build. Things didn't work out with their previous freelancer. And then I come in and I have no idea where everything is. And we have to start from scratch. And at that point, now you're creating this other gap of, wow, she just gave me value of questions that I need to ask the other people that I'm interviewing. And I don't even know because I don't know anything about Go High Level. And I never would have thought to ask them about the nomenclature to stay structured. And now she's telling me this because I'm also possibly saving money by doing it the right way. And so at that point, I mean, they're pretty much like, okay, yeah, I'll take a 10-minute call with you. Right. And then once you have them on the call, now you sell them the $250 document.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're just building trust step by step. Whereas everybody else, yeah, I can do this. I can do this. We charge $1,500 for a website, whatever. They just make up prices, right? I mean, I don't know how you could charge $1,500 for a website and not know what it needs to look
You,
like.
yeah. You can't give prices here. I never give a price. And the thing that I've done before, Nick, and I see how it's biting me in the ass now, is I take it off of Upwork, which I know you're not supposed to do, but like I got an $8,000 website here. That's not showing in my jobs or in my earnings because we took it off of Upwork. They sent me a
Yeah,
check.
but here's the thing. Are you selling like you have stuff like Monica Van Horn at the bottom. So this is how you do it. You sell them the project scope document through Upwork. That contract is completed. So now you can take the business off of Upwork because you're not going against their violations or their terms and conditions. You already did the project. They can't tell you whether or not, you know, you can't communicate outside of them anymore.
Yeah.
Upwork was a part of the project scope document. Um, that's my understanding of it. I mean, I haven't gone through and read word for word, but it's like if they contacted me and tried to threaten me that they were going to take me off Upwork, I'd say, wait a second, no,
Yeah. No, I don't,
we did do a job through there.
I'm just talking about showing that I've had more earnings and more jobs and what, because I
Yeah,
do
me too.
from here, but
Yeah.
it's just not on here. So, well, that's good. I don't know if this is too much. I'm going to leave it for now. And it's, I just took off my accessibility one because I kept getting mixed up on which profile I was sending. So, the only other thing that I'd like to, it, and I know you got other questions, but real quick, just like Schmill, of course, I've talked to you and you know that I work with that agency and this is Chat GPT. I gave them the details of what I was doing and I, it's so hard to sit down. Sashi is such a good salesperson. He always seems to get what he wants, but I just want to tell them because what they're trying to do when they're selling Go High Level and then they're passing it off to me and I'm sitting here making workflows and connecting UberFox. That's what they sell. That's because that's all they know that it does. But they want to sell these clients. And what I'm trying to get them to do instead of selling the client because they don't understand Go High Level, except for what they've read, is to let me talk to these clients, let me sell it using your method right here. And then, um, I wanted to sell them the core four. And I talked to Brendan, I've talked to Adam, I've talked to Brendan. Um, the first that I can be in the partner program, we figured out a way to do that. And Brendan told me $1,200 to set up core four. So I've got core four and then I've got custom builds. I don't know whether to send them an email with this or to set up a call with them because you have to remember they also asked me about accessibility and when I even discounted like way down and said $3,000 for testing for that website, not including remediation, and they about had a cow. They were like, that's too expensive. So I don't want, I don't know. I don't know. I, like I told Adam, I don't want to build a business on this agency because if this agency goes under, my business is gone. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And, and I don't want to do that. I want to build a business on my own standard, on my own clients, but this seems like low hanging fruit if they'll go along with it. So I
Well,
don't know.
what do they have to lose?
Huh?
What does your guys have to lose? Like,
Exactly. Other than they're trying to get me to do this and then pay me 20%, which I said, and there's no setup. And I said, we can't just have no setup. I'm working hours and hours of putting this stuff together for you guys. I've already saved them a bunch of money and I've put it together a whole lot of other automations using Google App Scripts that is just insanely crazy. But um yeah, I don't know. They have nothing to lose. And then they can utilize their Go High Level more so than what we have been. And like the couple that I've done, they haven't been real happy with their email workflows and their LinkedIn outreach. And the reason is I don't even talk to them. I create these workflows. They don't want me to talk to them. So I'm writing workflows and they're not getting what what they want. We sent 7,000 emails to somebody for someone through a workflow, and he left. He said he wasn't getting enough out of it, you know?
Like he left,
So
he's no longer a client.
yeah, because I mean, I don't want to keep setting these up and then they're not getting,
Results.
they're not getting value out of it. Like this guy here, um, I know, I sent, oh shit, what'd I do? 2003. June.
I mean, it's kind of like what I told Samir is what
41,000 emails. I set up his workflow, Nick. 41,000 emails in this workflow. Of course, this isn't bad for 41,000. And he's telling me he wasn't getting leads from his emails. And I was like, that's some BS. You have to be, you have to be when 7,000 of them, 19% is opening, very low click through, but 19% is pretty good for opens. So I don't know. And that was
was it all cold? Was it all cold email?
yeah, they were all code. So what they're thinking, what the owners of this agency are thinking is that this doesn't work. And I'm like, no, it does work when it's done right. But when you just tell a client, look, we're going to do LinkedIn and we're going to do email marketing, that's all they know.
Yeah,
So
here's one thing. Here's one thing that I will tell you right now, just looking at that. If those were cold emails,
yeah,
you got to do that through instantly. Go high level. That 19% opened, that could be the server opening it and delegating it or throwing it into the spam folder, and it never actually was delivered, although you're getting the reading that's saying that it was opened. That changed this year. So this is where lead gen J comes in of running everything on instantly. And then when the people either click or when the people click or when they go to they take some sort of action, now they get put into go high level, and those emails are only being sent to the ones that actually opened it or looked at it.
so
So
instantly connects to go high level too.
well, you can connect it through Zapier, right? So like if you had someone that responded with a positive intent or whatever, you know, you know how like the little lightning bolt could be green or it could be red. When it's a green lightning bolt, then you can put that into go high level. If they clicked on a link and they would click on a trigger link, then Adam and Brendan could help you set that up to where now that person is copied into go high level with their contact. And so now you know that they are an actual good lead, because what your client said is that it didn't work. He could have a point there where even though you're seeing a 19% open rate, so what happens is there's your email, then you have in the middle, I don't have three hands, but then they have their inbox. What happens is the email gets sent and the server in the middle is looking at it, and the server is re-sending a message back to go high level that this email was opened, but it's because the server did it. Then the server will route it to maybe the spam folder or their inbox or whatever, but go high level is seeing that, oh, this was opened. Yeah, it was opened by the server, but it didn't necessarily mean that it landed in the inbox. Now, those 228 clicks, that's probably true, because I don't think that the server clicks on the link. It just looks at
Mhm.
Like if it's youtube.com, it will pass. Now, if it's, nlbuilds.com/onboarding, that my what's it called? My website hasn't been around a long time and Google has no idea really what it is. So they're probably just going to look at it and be like, this is a spam website. We're going to put it into the spam folder. So that's why to you guys, I tell you, I'm gonna send you, go watch this YouTube video and everything is in the description below. Because if I sent a YouTube link, Google knows that YouTube is good. But if I send you the link to this, that, and the other thing on my website, it's gonna be blocked. That's why I put the links in the YouTube description.
Okay.
Because I know that my YouTube video will pass the servers in the email from Go High Level. But if I send you whatever the link is, I don't even know. So I don't know. Sometimes I send you guys stuff. That link is going to be blocked by the server and it's going to hurt my Go High Level server.
Yeah.
So that's why I put the description, the links in the description and tell you guys go watch the video and
I
check
get
out the description.
Yeah. And I'm halfway through lead gen J. I wish I had more time, but so let me ask you this then. So I bought all these domains, you know,
Mhm.
lead gen J, his fee was there. So I've got domains, I got lead gen J, and then I got um we wouldn't need lead sniper because we would just be sending them through and we need 2 weeks of warm up, right?
Mhm.
So if you're setting all this up for clients, in addition to what you're billing them for Go High Level, um, are you, they'll have to pay for lead gen J, which he raised his prices, I think, to 97 instead of 27. And then are you charging them to connect this with a Zap or with Pably or something, and then setting it all up in here? How are you doing that?
I mean, I'm not doing that for anybody yet, for me. But I would just incorporate that into your pricing, right? Like, so you have, I mean, you don't have to tell them that it's lead gen J. You could say set up a full email thing.
Yeah,
Gen J sells it to you for 97. He gives you each inbox for $3. So sell yours for 197 and each inbox is $5,
yeah,
right? And so now, I mean, you can white label his services, he doesn't care. And then, you know, you go to the client and say, okay, setup fee is this and monthly is this, right? I
got it.
mean,
Yeah, I
but then
understand.
it comes back to, so Teresa, it sounds to me like you're trying, you have a circle peg over here in that little toy thing that we all had when we were kids. And you're trying to fit a star peg into them because the guys that you're working with, they're not trying to budge. They have their own way of doing things.
Yeah,
And you said it like, I want to do this myself and I don't want to be reliant on them. So then put this together as a package, then go on Upwork and sell it, right? But even at that point, you're starting to niche down. Like Upwork allows you to not have a niche, but sell very high ticket items, right? Because now they give you their point A and they give you their point Z, and it's your job to figure out how it will work without them needing to worry about it. And then you just give them a price. And it's super, super simple. Like you mentioned that you don't have a lot of time. You probably spent a long time putting together that thing to give to the guys. Like in my opinion, that's a waste of time. You
waste.
probably spent at least minimum 3 hours. I'm just guessing,
Yeah,
if not more. That's
right.
3 hours of you just going on Upwork and trying to find a new person to get on a 10-minute phone call and sell it for $10,000, right?
Gotcha. I
And
understand.
so, like, the book that I always tell you everybody to read is Ready, Fire, Aim. You're trying to get ready to aim and then fire. And it's taken away time from you and it's confusing you
Mm-hmm.
and it's not moving, it's not putting money in your bank account,
Right.
right? So when I look at things like this, I'm always like, all right, I just need to do it. Like I'm just gonna do this, and then once it starts to take me time and energy, then I'll go back and I'll figure out, okay, how do I do this? And now I'm at the point where I just dish everything to Adam and Brendan, and it's not my problem. Like because their business does that. If I were to try to build everything that Adam and Brendan have, it wouldn't make me money. It would actually cost me money. So
Right.
I'm okay with them charging me money to build this because their entire business for the past 3 years is exactly what I would need to do. That would take me, a year to do, find the right employee, pay them the employee, whereas I'm now just funneling business to them, right?
Yeah. And that's fine. That's the way I run my accessibility business.
Yeah.
I sold a $30,000 job this past week, accessibility job.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Hell
I'm
yeah.
pumped about that. They they already paid me 37,000, so it's the $67,000 job, right?
Let's
So,
go.
yeah. Um, but what I do with that is, of
That's
course, I have
awesome,
a
Teresa.
team. Yeah, I have a team, and I we had our meeting, and I just introduced Mike, my project manager. So Mike's going to take care of you from here, and then so Mike will work with our accessibility team, and I'm pretty well done with that project. That's it,
And you got paid.
and I got paid, and
Yeah,
that's
that's
exactly what
that's
I'm planning on with Adam. Now, I've been doing accessibility for 6 or 7 years and doing websites since 1999. That's how old I am, 20 something years. And I know what to say to people, but with Go High Level, I'm just learning, I guess is what it is. I'm learning what to say. I'm learning what to do. I'm learning how to get clients. And that's all I want to do. Right. Adam was like, Teresa, why are you doing work for this agency? You're getting paid peanuts.
yeah,
And
why don't you just do it for yourself?
that's what he said. And I said, Adam, I got my ass handed to me before, um, 10 years ago, with my own agency. And it just is concerning to me. I like knowing I've got some money coming in. And he said, but it's a small amount. And I said, yeah, but it still pays my bills. I said, if I can get this built up high enough to where it meets or exceeds where what they're paying me, in freelance work, then I'll let them go. And I know there's a sales course of the biggest pumpkin or something, Mike Mikowski, pumpkin patch plan or something like that.
Okay.
But it's getting rid of the suckers, all the suckers off of there, because you're trying to grow your biggest pumpkin. And they're a sucker. They suck all my time, but it pays my bills. Like Go Ahead Level, I started November 21st was a year ago. So still trying to figure out the way, the money flows. So sorry, I got
Yeah.
on
No, I
tangent.
hear. I hear. Um, is there anybody else that has any questions that wants to jump in here? I know Kathy, you had your hand up, but it's not on. It's not up. Teresa, I didn't mean to cut you off like that. You don't have to disappear real quick. You're on mute. You're on mute.
Oh, I said I wanted to hit my babe. I was like,
Oh,
I always turn my camera off.
that's okay. Yeah, if anybody else has um has any questions, jump in here. Kathy, you still have a question? Nope.
So Nick,
Mauricio?
are you saying, if she doesn't have a question, are you saying to not send them that idea on money on a proposal to that agency? Or just let them go? Let it go?
I mean, if you did the work, like it's not gonna hurt. The worst thing they're gonna say is no. But I would just have it clear cut. Like, look, you guys are missing out on low-hanging fruit. I have a solution to up your business. If you're interested, cool. If not, I'm doing this myself. Like I already have client. Did that $67,000 deal come through them or that's separate?
No, that's through my business.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can even tell them like, I sold this for 67 grand. You don't have to tell them that, but
Yeah.
I mean, I know what I'm doing. Like, because here's the thing, these guys are business owners and they hire you and they look at you as me as well. Like, you have to position yourself as like, look, I know what I'm doing because
Mhm.
they don't see the value and they just see it like, oh no, this is one of our employees. But if you go and you go in there with confidence and you say, look, I'm going to share something with you. Here's my idea. I already sold this for $67,000.
Yeah.
That right there is gonna be like, wait, what did you do, Teresa? Yeah, we'd like to talk. Cool. Now I got your attention. All right, these are my terms. It's this, and this. I want $1,200, whatever it is. And you say, if not, cool.
Yeah.
Like I'll keep doing what you're doing, but just know I'm already doing this for my own business, like, and it's working. So I just see an opportunity here, whether or not you guys want to partner up or team up or figure out some sort of collaboration, then
Gotcha.
yeah, let's do it. If not, no worries. But this is what I'm doing and it's working.
Got it. Yeah, I did some automation for him that saved him $67,000 a year. And I did another one that say, so they should know my value, but they don't, it's just,
Sometimes they don't. They just look at you as, this is a VA or someone that I hired,
yeah,
and we just give her what we know what we're doing. We are the
yeah,
business. She's not a part of it,
exactly.
and that's okay. But if you were only working with them, you wouldn't have this $67,000 win the other day, right? So you are already doing kind of the right thing, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah, I got it. Now that wouldn't go high level, that's accessibility where we're testing and remediating websites for accessibility, digital accessibility, but
yeah, it's okay, but they don't need to know that. I
no,
mean, again,
but
like,
I did share with them, I sold a Go High Level. It was a custom build for $5,000. That was my first sale. And I've shared that with them. And their response was, wow, that's expensive. I said, no, it it saved him this. It did this and this and this for him, and he was happy to pay it. So
where are they located?
they're from India. They live in the United States now, but they still have the mentality of that
Yeah.
culture.
It always baffles me that people think that things are expensive.
Yeah.
If I said, hey, if you give me $1 and I give you $10 back, how many times would you do that? Right? If I had $1 in my hand and you were like, oh, hey, I need $1, but I'll give you $10 back.
Yeah.
I would give you $20 million
Yeah.
and get 100 bazillion dollars back.
Got it.
Right? So when you're fixing people's problems, the the amount of money, it doesn't matter anymore because and that's why I only work with companies that have an actual business, right? Because if you go to a client, and I did this like in the summer, I had a client that had a golf app, and he was specifically dependent just on Instagram. And he would make content, and then he would have people come and download his book, and then he'd download the app, and it was $25 a month. And he had about 600 clients from just creating content. And I told him, dude, I think what you've built is great. But I'm going to just share with you kind of my experience. Like I did the same thing and I did it with Airbnb and I was dependent on Airbnb and Airbnb changed their laws. And out of nowhere, my business was completely ruined overnight. And you don't own your Instagram account. And you could post something, someone could report you, whatever, and they could straight up just cut your Instagram account off, and you no longer have a business anymore.
Right.
And you know, with that, you're dependent on somebody else. And so I always think of like, how do I mitigate that and how do I not be dependent on that? And it's the same as in like in what's it called? In trading stocks and investing is like diversifying, right? And so when I have these meetings with these clients, I tell them you'll see in the sales calls, like I've turned people down. The guy with the lighting company in Washington, D.C., I was like, dude, I'm not going to work with you. You don't have, I didn't say it like that, but you don't have a real business, right? And so $5,000 for a build for a outdoor lighting company to him was expensive. He was just starting. He didn't have really a business. It was him and his son. Yeah, $5,000 to that is expensive. Why? Because you don't have money coming in from somewhere else. But if he had 300 reoccurring clients every single year for Christmas, or I don't know, he does all kinds of stuff for houses. It was like $5,000 to build this, that's going to be that's nothing. Like that,
Right.
a half of
Exactly.
a client per month, right? And so, um, what's it called? Uh, it's the money is irrelevant. Like I used to sell $2 million machines to hospitals, and it was like I thought $2 million was a lot of money, but when the money is being reimbursed by the insurance companies for the testing, they're like, no, we want this so that we can test more so that we can make, $10 million.
Yeah.
And so to these guys, if $5,000 is expensive to them, they are working with the wrong clients. And that's why you guys are having all these issues. That's what it is. Because
They
they're
really
working with
are.
clients that don't have a real business. And
And
that's
I,
where 10x is easier than 2x. They're in a 2x mindset. They're not in the 10x mindset. You are in the 10x mindset. You sold a $67,000 deal and it was no problem. Like,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was easy.
It's funny because I sent them both books. Sunday night, I was laying in bed reading 10X, and I just was on my phone and I said, hey, I was introduced to two books that you really ought to pick up. I said, they're amazing. One is 10X and one is Ready, Fire, Aim.
Yeah.
And he just emailed back, thanks. So, because
Yeah.
I keep telling him, I said, look, you're taking the wrong clients. I don't want to work with these guys.
Yeah.
One of them had no clients. He was $600 a month, and every dollar was like a million to him. And so I said, they are the biggest pain in the ass clients you can ever have. Please stop taking these. I don't want to work with these guys.
Yeah. And that's what happens. You get pain in the ass clients.
Yeah.
Like my best clients now, I tell them it's $12,000. Cool. I'm going with my wife and my kids this weekend. I'll get it straightened out, by Tuesday. And then they just send the money. It's not, well, I don't know. That's expensive. That's a lot. It's like, that's why I had the 10-minute phone call with you and I charged you $250. Are you serious or not? And then, we have the project scope document creation. And then I present them that based off what they told me. Because when they go through and you cater it exactly to what they need, then, you know, it's it's customized just for them. And they're like, wow, yeah, okay, 12 grand. That's not
Yeah.
that bad. It doesn't blow it's not a huge surprise. I figured that this is because it's custom, it was going to cost a lot, a
Right.
bunch of money, but he's selling a $30,000 product. So it's
Mhm.
like a half of a client pays for this entire thing. Do you have those clients? Yeah, I have 300 of them lined up, ready to go. Okay, so what are we waiting for?
Right. Right. We just built out it's another team that I've got because he does Google Sheets, but we built the automation for this agency, and it is automating their social media and even posting it on Go High Level. in a draft form, all their
Yeah.
all their clients. And Ryan is the guy's name. And Ryan said, how much is this saving him? Because he's the one who worked with me to save him $67,000 on blogging, automation blogging, which
Uh-huh.
I set all that up. And I said, it's value proposition is how you've got to start positioning yourself. He's charging me $65 an hour. I said, you need to start with value proposition. And I guess that's the same thing you're talking about. So if you talk to somebody and you say, how much is this costing you? How much is this making you? Whatever it is, whether you're saving them money by automating something or by selling something. So um, I get that, Nick. I get it. I get caught in the weeds of the how to, what if, how to, and if I just let go of that, just like what I do with accessibility, I know what it all is, just like with Go High Level. I know what it is. I can't make it all happen with accessibility. I can't make a screen reader work. That's not what I want to do. I don't know how. I don't want to know how, but I know how to get my team to work. And that's all I'm looking to do. So, but it's just the prospecting. I'm getting in the weeds of too far, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll get it.
Well, you will. I mean, that's why we're having these calls. That's why I like doing this. Like it's fun. So, anytime I can help everybody.
Can you, would you be interested in doing any 10-minute calls, like one or two with people besides their 30-minute calls?
Yeah. That because I talked to Adam and Brendan about it, is like we gotta have everybody that if I start helping everybody, they gotta be inside the
Partner program.
the partner program.
Right.
Uh, and I have no problem doing that. I think the biggest thing is go and look at the sales call course and just watch all those videos. I mean, watch it on like 1.5x, right? When I go into these calls, I know that I'm going to post these, so I try to keep it super simple because I try not to get into like, oh yeah, how you doing? How's the weather? How's Mexico? Like that, because you guys don't need to see all of that. And I try to keep it as clear cut as possible, knowing that this is going to go into the course section, and you guys don't have 50 hours to go through and watch all these videos. So I
Right.
try to keep everything as organized as possible as I record it and I go through with the client. But like the other day, one of them went for like 30 minutes. And I also have to know that, I'm trying to sell this to them, so I can't like be a
Right.
robot, so, but yeah. I mean, let me know. I could jump on a call with you. Like I did one with Olivia in here. We did actually, did we do two? Yeah, we did two. And so I've helped her with some stuff. Chris Saunders, I did some stuff with. Who else? I don't know. There's been a couple people that I've been on calls with. Some people that bought the courses have emailed me and been like, "Hey, I have a call with so and so. Can you help me?" And so yeah, but I'm more than happy to help when I can, you know.
All right. That sounds good, Nick. Thank you.
So, Andy, you said when we say that, but we cannot guarantee, right? What do you mean? Andy, are you still here? Oh, Mauricio, cool. I'm glad that you got the calls today or the courses. It's going to help you.
Hi Nick.
Hey, Andy, what's up, man?
Hey man, sorry, I don't have my external webcam connected. Yeah, kind of forgot about at that point when you were talk were you were suggesting something to researchers. Then I think down the line you were suggesting that when you talk to a prospect, saying that like we can bring and can help them we can guarantee to bring more business in by like whatever percentage of the numbers somewhere like what you said. And that's kind of my concern, right? Because I think that isn't that we can say that what we can do is we can help the prospect to achieve the targeted result, but we cannot promise anything, right? Because if we think that we can promise them to get like I don't know 100 leads per week or however the metrics, I think this could be false advertising or something like not in compliance to the FTC stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I never promised anyone anything, but I always put it
But
on
I
the
think you
table.
said the word guarantee just then. If you, I think when you were talking to Teresa, I cannot remember exactly word to word what you said, but I think somewhere you were suggesting uh just to Teresa just then. If I was not mistaken, I think you were saying something about guarantee them to do something. I mean to achieve some kind of results.
Yeah, I mean, maybe what I was talking about was I only work with the clients that actually have clients coming through, right? Because the guarantee, I probably didn't say the word guarantee because I usually never use that word, but
Okay, well,
the
got it.
guarantee there is that we know this will work, or the AI can communicate with somebody. If no one has clients coming through, who's the AI going to talk to? Right? Like if you don't have leads or something coming through, then who would the AI speak to? And those people are very difficult to work with, the same way that Teresa was explaining it, because they don't really have a business in place. And so when you don't have the leads coming in, or you don't have a structure or processes, or you know, like potential clients, then I don't want to work with them, because now I turn into, not only am I trying to build something, I'm trying to prove to myself that this can work, and it's taking a bunch of time, but it's from something that they don't even have built out. And now I'm building a bunch of stuff for them that was not even what we wanted to what I wanted to do, right? So um I mean, bro, just never guarantee anything. That's the easiest way to do that. I
Yeah,
never.
that's what I thought because yeah, I think based on what I read or looked at is that we can say that we can help them to achieve to the target is what we are aiming for, but you know, like you say, we cannot say we promise or guarantee any kind of the words that kind of implying that. So that's clear.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Hey Bernard, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Just real quick, I just been kind of thinking, like when we talked the other day,
Uh-huh.
um, I know it's for me, just starting up and getting overwhelmed and scary, you know. What do you think about? Because I've been kind of thinking like maybe I'll start like just to get my toes in the water and start just talking to business owners locally here because my wife is actually has some friends that have local businesses and all that. Just kind of talk to them. Um, what would be you think like a good foot in the door kind of thing, like getting them like Google reviews or things like that, while at the same time I'll be prospecting like an Upwork or something. I need to get my Upwork profile as well and maybe get into the lead gen J cold emailing as well. But do you think it's possible or do you advise that so that way I can maybe gain few customers here and there, like a recurring monthly maybe, just so I can get the ball rolling and may possibly quit my job and then get full time on this? Because right now I want to be able to take advantage of the time that I'm off at work, like 3 days a week, because I only work four tens. So by the time I get home, it's already late because I commute far too. So I'm like, oh man, what can I do? Maybe I can send them a text or, have my wife text them and maybe have like a chat with them or something. What do you think about kind of like that?
I have a perfect answer for you. This is something that I'm gonna start doing. This website right here is called Boomerang Me. It
Oh, yeah, I,
integrates,
I,
you know what this
yeah,
is?
yeah,
It integrates fully with Go High Level.
uh-huh,
We don't have this in Mexico, but a lot of companies, like, think of the people in the United States, right?
mm-hmm,
In for every single restaurant, a car dealership, dude. You know a shit ton about car dealerships.
yeah, yeah, I do,
Right here, boom, they came in for their oil change, 3,000 miles, 3 months later. Hey, you need to come back in for an oil change. We're giving you 20% off this week. And go and sell this, dude. Start here. This is where I'm going to start with me and my girlfriend here in Mexico is selling Boomerang Me. Um,
yeah.
it's
It's
super
a
cheap.
it's a loyal
It's
it's a loyalty program, yeah.
a loyalty program. I used to work for Living Social, which is like Groupon. And
Mm-hmm.
this was a huge thing. They all wanted loyalty programs. They have a little punch card. They have like
Yeah,
like 10 coffees, you get the 11th one free or whatever.
yeah,
Um, dude, this okay, I always say don't niche down, right? But if I had to tell you to choose a niche, just do this niche. Just go and sell loyalty programs to everybody in your local community tomorrow.
yeah, because I always go to like there's a place here, it's like a locally owned, but they have couple places. It's like a sandwich place and it's called Kinder's, and I always go there. And then they have like a boba place. It's called Quickly, and I always go there. They have those cards that they punch. Like after the 10, you get free sandwich or something, or you get free
There you
boba.
go.
And
Bro,
I'm like,
everywhere you go, just be like, hey, do you
yep,
guys have a loyalty program? And then
yeah,
get their card and then be like, okay, cool. Can I talk to your, I don't know, your manager or the owner or whatever, because they already see the value in the loyalty, or their loyalty program is not good because people lose the cards or
hmm,
whatever. But go in here, and if you go here to Boomerang and then you go over to food and beverage and you click, there's a video from YouTube. You click this.
hmm,
I'm actually thinking about just hiring somebody to edit this and just put my logo in front of it, or just get and contact them and be like, hey, can you give me a white label version of this video? Just go and just go and copy this exact landing page and then just send people here. Like when you go there, make this landing page in, whether it's food and beverage or I don't know, retail or medicine or whatever. Just make these exact landing pages. Like you can literally use the exact images. It doesn't matter. And
hmm,
then download this video, maybe edit out your like wherever their logo is, see if someone
yeah,
can just put your logo on top of it like this, right? Like I don't know, whatever you want to call your business, name
yeah,
it. I don't know. I can't think of a name, but whatever. Just edit that out, and then now you have your video, and send everybody there here. That's it. Like you can use this picture, you can use all of this. It's all right here. This is where I
yeah.
was.
I think
This is where I'm
I
gonna start. Actually, I'm gonna start doing this here in Mexico. With my girlfriend.
yeah, because I think it integrates to Go High Level too, right?
Oh yeah, it integrates 100% into it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually looking into that. I was like, oh man, this would be cool.
This is an easy conversation to have, especially with someone that's like, hey, um, you're sitting at the restaurant and you're like, hey, do you guys have a loyalty program? And the waiters tells you, yeah, I can give you the punch card or whatever, or go scan this. Would now you already know they have a loyalty program. It's the conversation is, hey, you guys want to upgrade your loyalty program and then go through this website and look at all the things like we can run smart digital ads that pop up on their phone that are push notifications so that when they drive past the area, they get a notification on their phone. Like that's
Hmm.
huge itself, right? Um, I don't know, with RFM segmentation based on customers' buying behavior. I don't know what that means, but figure it out and position it.
Is that like when you drive past a Starbucks and it's
Yeah, if you
built?
drive past a Starbucks, it's in your phone, so it knows you went by and it comes up
Yep.
on the phone as a notification, not a text message, and it says, "Hey, stop in to Starbucks and save 5% by showing this coupon,"
Yep.
right? And then like some of these restaurants, they have happy hours, happy hour
Hmm.
every Friday from or every night from 4 to 6. Well, it's like okay, I'm sitting in your restaurant and you have 100 tables, but you have, 39 of them empty right now, and you just told me the average check is $50 a seat. So whatever 50 times 39 is, you just lost like $6,000
Over.
right now.
Yeah.
And at that point, you say, instead of running a happy hour, keep running your happy hour, but now we can just send push notifications to the people during your slow times and get them to come in and they'll start to see that. That's what I'm actually gonna start doing this here soon. I just need to get my stuff organized.
Yeah, and I think they have a way to get like their customers' email too, or something like that, so they can like email them if they have any kind of specials as well through Boomerang Me.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so the answer to your question is this is the easiest thing right here. Like I think you could charge a minimum of like $300 a month for this, and you could probably get 10 people signed up within the next 2 weeks.
All right.
Like this is kind of a no, especially for small businesses. 300, you start at $99 a month, dude. Like
Yeah.
when you're starting out, don't worry about the money. Figure out how you can position yourself and get people like go and ask them, hey, I built this software. They don't need to know that you didn't build it. I built this software. I'm looking for a handful of people to test it out. I'm going to start charging $600 a month, but I'll give it to you for $99. Let's try it out. I want to get some case studies. Would you be open to me helping you set it up? Like that's the sale right there. They don't
Hmm.
need to know that you didn't build this or whatever. Like you're positioning it like, hey, I think this would be great for you. It's super cheap because this only costs like $200 for, I think, unlimited. Let me see. It
Yeah,
costs,
I think so. Yeah.
yeah, one database. It's $214 a month. And Black Friday offer, they have 50% off all regular plans. So it's really $107,
Yeah.
which I mean, dude, you have one person buy, let's see how much it costs after 50 seats. So, okay, so for three businesses, it's $107 with this Black Friday offer. After that, every business is $15 extra. So you sell it for $300, you're making $285 profit.
85. Yeah.
I mean, it's a no-brainer. Like I'm gonna go and start selling this. It's
Yeah, because I was thinking of, the saying, pounding the pavement on my days off and just kind of go through our local, because there's like tons of bars and restaurants in the downtown where I live. So, and there's like what, maybe 3 or 4 streets of them. So I can
yeah,
just
of course. Just go in and
knock
be
on
like,
them.
hey, I created this software for loyalty programs. I'm looking to build a case study. I'm selling it for, 500 bucks a month, but would you be down to try it out for 99 bucks and we'll get some more people in here? I don't know, something like that. Like just keep
Yeah.
it simple. And then if that doesn't work, go to the next one or even ask the guy, cool, why? So you're the first customer I've spoken to. You're not interested. Cool, no problem. I'm gonna go to all the other businesses on this street. Can you tell me why you don't want to use this, right? And then now you
Hmm.
start adjusting yourself little by little from each no. He might say, I don't know
The
what he
way
would
that
say.
you the way that you approach it, or the way that you approach me, or something like that, and then you learn from it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and this is what that book, Ready, Fire, Aim, explains is like, even when you get a no, ask for the you
Input.
know the
The
input
input. Yeah.
and take the what's it called? Take
Uh,
the
criticism,
the
like
criticism, whether it's good or bad,
yeah,
because
yeah,
it's going to help you on the next call. And then if six people say the same thing, okay, well, you're doing something wrong. And now
yeah,
it's like, all right, I'm going to adjust that, right? And then when you get that yes, ask the person, why did you say yes?
yeah.
Well, it's really cheap because someone told me that they were going to do the same thing for $1,000 a month. Okay, so now instead of $99, go to $500, right? So like even when you get a yes, even when you get a no, I always ask for feedback. And then you can also ask, do you have any other person that you think that this would help?
Mm-hmm.
Restaurant owners, all these local businesses, they're in groups. And so now you
Mm-hmm.
start getting referrals. And then you're like, okay, cool. Do you have anybody that you could connect me with that would benefit from this too? Right? And then they would just make a phone call and be like, hey, yeah, this guy Bernard's in my office right now. We just set up this loyalty program. I have the restaurant, but you have the salon. I think this would be work, or maybe his wife has a salon or a coffee shop
Yeah,
or whatever, right?
yeah,
And then it just starts growing. And then when people start using it, they're going to be like, where'd this loyalty program come from? And I'm sure there's a thing that you could put like your website. And then when people start doing it, it's free marketing for you. And now they're like, I want this. This is awesome. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's a snowball effect.
Nice. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah, of course.
I was actually literally looking at that a couple of days ago. I was like, man,
How
maybe
did
I
you
should do
find
this.
it?
Just browsing around, YouTube and high level and all that, and just kind of reading through it, and someone mentioned it. I'm like, let me check it out. And then I looked at the website. I'm like, wow, this is actually pretty cool. I can
Yeah, it is.
basically knock on doors, or I can even take my wife out, and have some dinner or lunch or something. And then I told her, I said, we can even eat for free because that could be tax write-off.
Basically, yeah. Adam and Brendan are friends with the owner of this. He was in a
Oh,
call with
wow.
us. He was in a call with us. That's how I learned about it. Like probably a year ago. They changed their website. This website looks cool, but I liked their last website. But
The other one.
this is cool. So, yeah, man, go sell this.
I will. Thank you.
Yep. All right, Indy, what's up, bro?
Hey Nick, just a quick follow-up about the loyalty program thing that you and Bernard were talking about. So how, 'cause, yeah, I think last time when I met you in person, I think I also mentioned about this, because the loyalty program thing, right? Because how do you see on selling those h- the go high level high ticket sales, as well as this kind of the loyalty program thing, like how, because the way I'm looking at it, right, is that, because I've been told before, like if I sell, if I'm focusing on, let's say, selling this kind of the loyalty program solutions, then I am distracting myself on selling the high ticket item. So I would really like to hear your take on it, because I've been told before, like, Andy, if you have to talk to like business owner and stuff, or why wouldn't you going for the high ticket bill? Because is a much higher profit margin. And I mean, I've been told that like I'm not really leveraging myself on utilizing on selling the high ticket bill, but why would I focusing on
All
the
right,
small
Indy,
stuff?
let me ask you this. I've known you since August, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay, how many things have you sold since August?
0.
That's your answer. Go and sell something. Like don't listen to everybody. Go, you're in your head too much, and I think that's holding you back. Literally, if a high ticket build, this could lead into a high ticket build. You could sell this for $65. And then they're like, holy shit, this is really cool. Now I want to put this in my CRM system. Oh, I have that CRM system. Oh, you do? Yeah. Um, we'd have to sit down and you go through my entire process of a 10-minute call, the project scope document, and selling them a high ticket build, right? So I would suggest don't listen to everyone. Pick one thing only. You have the cold email stuff, you have my courses, you're in the Go High Level Mastery, or you were, you spent money to go out to Los Angeles to learn this. I would turn the computer off. Stop watching YouTube, stop watching all this stuff. Go and sit down at a restaurant and have a conversation with a restaurant owner and say, hey, do you have a loyalty program? Yes or no? No, why not? Yes, what do you love about it? That's it. And then,
Most of the time, when I first started, when do the like the door-to-door knocking, I knocked at least a little bit under $60. I know that's probably not enough. Um, it's most of the time you're not really getting to speak to the business owner. From my personal experience, you get to
I'm just making
talk
up
to
a
most
price.
of the gatekeeper. And I agree with you, like stick to the one thing. That's why I'm more focusing on learning how to get my first sales in the high ticket the custom build sales space. And I'm actually a little bit surprised also, to hear from you as well. I saw Adam was also in the webinar of that Boomerang Me loyalty program, right? Because like, are you guys doing this both for you, selling both the high ticket custom build as well as in parallel kind of selling this loyalty program at the same time? I'm just curious for you guys or for you.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything to do with Adam. Adam is doing this for himself in Canada. Um, this has been on my radar for a long time just because I live in Mexico and there's nothing like this. They don't have an organized fashion of doing it. So there's a need for it. But I mean, like, dude, you gotta just go out and sell. You have to start somewhere. You are trying to learn, but there's no do. And if you're not doing anything, you just have a bunch of information in your head. And so,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, to some degree, I agree with you. If you just if you just do and without knowing or having the right thing, right? You just kind of like, I mean, like I felt burnt out with the loyalty program thing. Personally, for me, I know other people have got some success as well. For me, like, they say, oh, I remember when I talked to Mike in the cohort, and he mentioned, oh, you just need to keep collecting the notes, the door-to-door knocking, and it's not working out, not even once for me, even when I'm offering basically almost close to nothing for free. So
okay, so how many people have you spoken to about a high ticket build?
at the moment, not yet. I'm learning the basics.
Okay, so since August, you haven't had a conversation of, hey, I have, you know, the ability to build you whatever it is. Like, have you
Well,
had any of
no, no,
those?
no, I've talked to people. I mean, I have had at least about speak to like 10 people and I have the meaningful conversation with them. And just that when it comes to the follow-up, they say like, like they don't think they need it. So
Okay. So that's my point. Your question was in the beginning, when you first asked me this question, it was, what are your thoughts on selling this boomerang me low ticket thing when I'm trying to focus on high ticket builds? You've had 10 conversations and everyone's ghosted you. So what do you think that you should do from here?
well, I'm focusing at least on one thing because I'm want to focusing on the go high level stuff, at least for now. And I think maybe like what you get what maybe once I kind of get that thing stabilized, like what like for example, you're able to stabilize your go high level sales, and then maybe then you can look into more additional income stream, maybe this loyalty program, for example, right? Because I think right now I do not want to get into the loyalty program right now for myself to sell it because I'm diversifying my energy, not laser focusing to get some results first. And I'm fully aware of it.
Okay, so I'm confused, bro. Then why did you ask the question?
No, well, yeah, the reason I asked you, right, is that I'm just curious for you, not for me, like for you, because I thought you guys are very like doubling down on selling this high ticket custom build, and that's why I was a little bit surprised that you are you're also wanting to get into the loyalty card thing because this seems like it's a little bit like a separate track from the go high level, even though I know that there's a connections you can connect the loyalty cards to the go high level. Because those are the kind of like two different kind of customers, right? The high ticket custom build as opposed to
Bro,
like
these are
restaurant.
completely different customers. I live in Mexico and there's nothing here like that. I could get 500 clients for $300 a month. Like there's no competition. No one has this here in Mexico. And so there's a huge opportunity for me and my girlfriend to go and sell this here in Mexico. So when I talk about high ticket builds or low ticket builds, I mean, it's money, right? So you look at a spreadsheet, I can calculate how much opportunity there is and see what the market will take it for. And if my sister, if my girlfriend can go and sell it and we have this system in place, I mean, dude, why wouldn't I do that? I don't. So your question was really just why is Nick wanting to do two things? It seems like it's
Yes. Yes,
more.
that's my question. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I
Why would you
didn't
ask me
focus.
that? Just ask me that. I think this is where you get, because sometimes when you ask me these questions, it starts here, but it goes around, and now I understand. This is what you need to work on when it comes to sales, is be very clear and focused in what your question is and what the goal that you want to get from that question, right? Because if you ask me on just now, if you ask me what why would you, instead of the way that you asked it to me, because we went from all the way over here to here, and now I figured out your question by asking you questions, is Nick, why would you choose to sell low ticket items compared to high ticket items like what you're talking about with Boomerang? That question that I just said is way easier for me to understand. Does that make sense? So
It does make sense, but I just felt like maybe it's my character. I just felt not very polite, or maybe I just didn't feel like confronting, just asking you that direct question because I cannot remember
well,
whether
that's
was
my
it
point.
you or
That's my
somebody else.
point. This is my point, and I'm helping you with this because when it comes to sales, if you are not direct and to the point, you will lose the person, and that's probably why you've had 10 people not follow back up with you. And so I'm sharing this with you to take it and understand that, hey, I need to make sure that I come to a meeting and I ask the right question in a short and concise way with the end goal in mind through the question that I ask. Because like I'm giving this example. What you wanted to get out of me, the response that you wanted to get from me from this example was not conveyed to me properly because of the way that you felt. So if you remove the emotion from things and you in sales and you ask a straight up question of, hey Nick, we're on these calls. You talk a lot about high ticket builds. You've been helping a lot of people do it. I've been struggling, and someone previously asked a question about selling Boomerang. You made a comment that you want to start selling Boomerang, and you mentioned low ticket. I'm confused as to why you would want to sell low ticket items if you're on a high ticket build, journey. And here's how I would respond to that. That's a great question, Indy, because what I'm about to tell you now is not something that you would have gotten from me the way that you asked it. And I'm going to tell you now the reason as to why. Indy, that's a great question. The reason being is because I have been selling so many high ticket items that last week I had to go to Dallas because Adam and Brendan told me to slow down because we've had so much being built. And so I'm in a holding pattern because I can't go and sell more until we get more employees inside the group. And so with that, I'm exploring new options, and I found an opportunity here in Mexico to sell low ticket, but I can do it quickly because the onboarding is super easy and me and my girlfriend can do it, from the home. And number two is there's a plethora amount of people here that would take this on. So do you see the response from you asking me a direct question compared to the way that you asked it to me here? Because I just responded to you with a completely different answer from a completely straight to the point question. Does that make sense? So if you're not clear in what you ask from the beginning, you're never going to get a response that's going to move the sale in a forward motion. Does that make sense?
Yes, I guess I'm just very emotional because I feel really bitter that like I don't know like I don't think it was you, but like one of the people I talked to in the group, they said that like you're kind of like wasting your time on sweating the small stuff on the loyalty thing because you're not looking at the bigger pictures on leveraging on a higher profit margin stuff and that. Anyway, I just got very
Okay, well,
emotion.
well, here I'm helping you understand this. You can ask him or her. I don't know who said this to you. Okay, why do you think that I'm wasting my time? What is your experience with this, with selling this, right? If I wanted to learn how to play tennis, I wouldn't come to you, Indy, and say, hey, Indy, I want to learn how to play tennis. I'd probably go to Serena Williams or Venus Williams, like Instagram, and do something that she knows how to do, right? So this my point is stop listening to everybody else. You haven't sold anything since August. You've had 10 conversations that have been that they ghosted you, and you're listening to other people telling you what to do. So when you cut that out and you start to focus on what Andy wants to do, what Andy enjoys doing, what Andy would like to achieve from whatever it is that Andy wants to do, then all the other stuff is just noise and you don't need to worry about it. And you will start to see, like, how many times people have told me, don't do this? People told me, don't buy your house in New York because you're not going to make any money from it. You know how much money I made every single month from buying my house and renting on Airbnb? Now, it didn't end up the way that I wished it did, but it allowed me to move to Mexico. It allowed me to learn a new language. It allowed me to meet my girlfriend. It allowed me to invest in other things. Had I listened to everybody else that said, you're crazy for buying a house in New York and renting it on Airbnb, I would have lost 5 years of myself living here in Mexico doing amazing shit. I would never wish what happened to me with a squatter living in the home on upon anybody else, but all of that happened because of COVID. And when I bought the house, none of that was even there. So I took advantage of something. I didn't listen to anybody else, anything that anybody else said, and I did what I did. And on top of that, I sold $10 million worth of real estate in Mexico because I had the experience of Airbnb. Airbnb rents for $99 a night. That's not high ticket. That makes a lot of money when you're consistent and you do it, right? And so I'm being hard on you because I've known you since August, and the question that you just asked me was a perfect example of don't listen to everybody else. Be extremely straightforward with what you want to get from the response of the person that you're talking to. Because the question about you asking that, I was extremely confused as to what you want to understand. And then when I started asking you questions, you said, well, I just want to know why you chose that. But that's not how you positioned it. So I'm just throwing it out there for food for thought to think about that. And if you don't have any results as of right now, meaning you had 10 calls, you don't have any sales, you've spent a bunch of money on this, that, and the other thing, who is anyone to tell you, Andy, that you shouldn't do something when they haven't done it? Go and do you, focus on yourself, and tell everybody to fuck off. You have the power to to make whatever it is that you want into what you want, but don't be like bogged down by dogma, which is living the results of everybody else's thinking, right? So go and sell this for $30. Go and sell it for $900, whatever it is, but start to have those conversations and ask those people, hey, why didn't you buy this from me? Why didn't you move forward with this? And then when you do sell it, why did you buy this from me? And you're going to start to get the criticism, both good and bad, and you're going to slowly adjust yourself to where Andy wants to be. And you're going to start to see opportunities pop up. Oh, this restaurant and this restaurant, we could make a loyalty program and we could create a marketing platform for them for birthdays or I don't know, whatever it is, events. And now for that $90 a month boomerang thing, it turns into a $10,000 marketing, platform for them. Or I'm making it up. I have no idea because I've never done it. But I don't know. I just hope that that helps. Stop listening to everybody else and do what Andy wants to do. Do what Andy wants to do, and don't worry. You can't sell high ticket builds if you've never sold anything that's low ticket. Like if you've never sold anything for $10, how do you think that you're going to be able to sell something for 10,000? If you've never rode a motorcycle, you're not going to go to the motorcycle track and get on a motorcycle and win a race. You're going to start out on a bicycle to learn the balance. You're going to go onto a little kid's dirt bike to learn how to shift the gears. You're going to start riding in the neighborhood before you go onto the highway, and then you're going to go out on the regular roads, and then you're going to make it to the highway, right? You can't just learn everything from what you see on YouTube and be like, all right, yeah, I'm ready. I'm gonna sell $10,000 builds, right? That's why I have these calls. I've been doing this for 15, 20 years now. Like since 2009, whatever 2024 minus 2009 is, 24 minus 9, that's how long I've been doing this. And so in 2009, I couldn't sell. I was selling $200 marketing uh, platforms, marketing coupons to hotels on the side of the highway. That was my job. I went from $200 sales up to $2 million sales in 10 years. But don't listen to everybody, Andy. Go do what you want to do, man.
Yeah, I
Can I
agree. Yep. Thank you.
can I get in?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, last time I was on live, Andy and I we're in the same boat. I mean, we're still in the same boat because he's in the automotive industry too, and I'm in the automotive industry, and we're both like technical guys. So we get stuck in our head,
Mhm.
all the time. And we're trying to solve a problem that, could be unsolvable, or we're always thinking, learning, 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 learning. Remember, I was telling you the other day,
Yep,
I
yep.
said that the traditional schooling is learn, 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 but then they don't, a lot of people graduating college, they can't even apply it out in the world. So that's why I asked you, because I've been thinking, okay, well, I don't have the confidence yet, and I don't know what I'm doing yet. You know, what would be the low ticket, just foot on the door, could be reviews, or like you said, the boomerang with restaurants. And I feel like, okay, the more clients or customers or business owners I start talking to, the more confidence I'll get. And like you said, like it could be something that would be grow like in a fruit, like, oh, we need more marketing, here. And my wife, she does um like promotional products. So I can tell them, hey, my wife does promotional products for your business, or we can do direct marketing or things like that, or we can even do, like the CRM would go high level, automate everything. It can open up so much, like you said. And then next thing you know, I'll be, building like, selling high ticket. I feel like I have to start somewhere. I mean, I'm not gonna get mad at my money, even if it's like 99 bucks, but it's gonna be recurring, and I can just
100%.
keep getting customers, 99 bucks, 50 bucks, I don't care. As long as I'm getting customers, and it's like almost like a one done deal, right? And it's recurring monthly. If they're happy, because I feel like if I start locally, I can say, hey, I'm local small business here. I live here. I want to help you guys out while you're helping me out, right? And then they'll be, and then I'll give them like a really good service. Hey, I'm just a phone call away. I'll be here, because people buy good service. They, I always tell my wife, like, I'll drive all the way like an hour to get that food, because we get really good food and really great service there.
Yeah, I mean, Andy, even this, like, I knew nothing, absolutely nothing about cold emailing. My first cold emails were open-ended of, hey, my name is Nick. We all use Zaps Unlimited. I build AI and I'm looking to, partner with somebody, or, do something with this AI. Would you be interested in taking a call with me and kind of figuring out where it fits into your business? I got a phone call from one of the cold emails that I sent out. I'm on target to make $1 million next year with this guy. That's why I went to Dallas last week. And I knew absolutely nothing about cold emailing. I have, we all have the opportunity, or the outlet, to work with Adam and Brendan on this AI, and you have the capabilities of piecing things together and putting it together by just being yourself. Not everything has to be a sale. Not everything has to be about money. It just has to be about you being yourself and doing the things that Indy wants to do. I want to build AI. I want to sell. So I've shifted myself away from going out and trying to learn how to build. I know how to build it, but it's not enjoyable to me. I like to sell. I like to be on the sales calls. I like to convince people that this is, the way, this is what you need for your business, and I'm good at it. If you're not good at it, find out what you want to do, and, figure out where your skill sets align in that. That's why we have these calls. If you want me to be on your sales calls, I'll be on your sales calls, right? And so, like Bernard said, is, you know, be open-minded and don't listen to everybody and do what you want to do, but you have to start somewhere. There's a point where the learning has to be cut off because you can always forever learn. And you have to take action on what you already know and what you've already learned so that you can start to see the results from that information that you've learned. That's why we graduate from 8th grade. We go to high school, then you go to college, and then from college, you get a job, right? You don't stay in that same job forever. You graduate, you go to a different job for a higher salary. What you learned in the previous job, you took to the next job. That's why they hired you. That's what your resume is for. So you have an entire resume of all the things that you learned over the past, just since August. Put together your own little resume of all the things that you've learned. I mean, you've learned a lot. I've been next to you, not next to you physically, but like I've seen you got the Go High level. You've been inside the Go High level mastery group. You understand the AI stuff. You have the cold email course. You have knowledge from your current job. Put all that stuff on paper, do your own project scope and your own customer journey pipeline for yourself, Andy, and figure out, okay, where do I want to be? What do I want to do? And then how am I going to do this? And then it goes down to like, all right, on Mondays, I have to go to work, right? Monday through Friday, you're going to work. But for 1 hour at nighttime, I'm going to build out an entire spreadsheet of local restaurants in the area. Tuesday night, I'm going to go to their websites and I'm going to figure out who has a loyalty program. Wednesday night, I'm going to take my wife or my kids or whoever to that restaurant and I'm going to sit at the restaurant and I'm going to get the person's phone number that I need to speak to. And you just slowly do that. And then at that point, now you have a process. That's how I created this whole process of these 10-minute phone calls to a project scope document to selling these high ticket builds. I knew nothing about technology. I knew nothing about Go High Level, but I used my sales ability to go back and figure out a process that I could teach to you guys, as well as bring it to a whole nother level of being able to sell things by working backwards. So, and I mean, my dad tells me all the time, like, Nick, oh yeah, what about this? What about that? What happens when this happens? What happens when this happens? I'm like, Dad, I don't know. I'm gonna go through it. When I move to Mexico, you're gonna leave your six-figure job. You're gonna lose your medical coverage. Mexico's dangerous. Blah blah blah. I'm like, Dad, I don't care. Like, worst thing that I could do is I could come back and live in your basement. And he's like, No, you're not doing that. Like, yeah. So I was forced to figure it out, right? And so work backwards, be short and concise in your communication. Sometimes I'm not short and concise like I'm talking now, but don't listen to anybody else and do what Indy wants to do. Go and sell something for $10, then go and sell something for $35, then go and sell something for $99 and get really, really, really good at it. Don't position yourself to lose money, but even tell the person, look, this is Boomerang. It costs $215. I'll implement it for you and I'll set it all up for you for $99. You pay the 214 and you pay me $99. See where that goes. Start somewhere, right? So I hope that helps, bro.
Yep. Thank you. It it got me thinking a lot. Thanks, Nick.
All right, don't think, keep going, just do.
Yes. Well, and actually, I watched most of the video of your first half of that prospecting course, and I think I mentioned in the last call too. So I really noticed that you're very good in talking to your prospect, and also you have really demonstrated. I think that you have used Go High Level enough, although you're saying that like you don't enjoy doing it. But based on that dialogues or the conversations that you have had with quite a number of the prospect, you really knows the in and outs for most of it. So that's kind of what I figured that like, I also like, when I talked to Brandon last time, probably like 2 months ago ish, when I was in the partnership program, I remember he did say to me that you don't need to know all those details to talk to a prospect and stuff, right? But I think in reality, at least for in my beliefs, is that, well, you need to know at least some very basic stuff in order to articulate like how you articulate in a call, right? So that's kind of what I've been working very hard in the background for the last couple of weeks to really get my hands on the Go high level and to really build up that mastery by actually using it. So I think I'm more
Here's
comfortable
the
now.
thing that you need to know about Go High Level. There is a pipeline and
Yeah.
there is a workflow,
Yes.
and you need to document their customer journey. You don't need to know anything else. If you watch TV, you don't need to know how many hertz the TV screen is. You turn the TV on and you watch a sports game. That's it. You don't need to know how much power is going into the back of the TV. You don't need to know the hertz, or if it's Dolby Digital 5.0 surround, or if it's on a mono channel, or any of that. Do you know that about your TV? No. You turn the TV on, you go to the Netflix app, you watch a movie, and you fall asleep. That's it. You don't need to know anything else in Go High Level other than the pipeline and the customer journey within the workflow. And in a workflow, you have a trigger, you have a goal, and you have a what needs to happen. And that's it. That's all you need to know. And that's how every conversation goes. Mr. Client, we're going to go through, we're going to build out a customer journey. What's the first step? You get a new lead. What do you want them to do? What needs to happen? You need to ask them qualifying questions. You need to have them fill out a form. You need to have them go to this web page. Okay. And then what's the goal of that? The goal is to get them to book a call. Cool. What needs to happen when they have a booked call? They need to have a conversation with one of our team members. Okay, what happens after the call? After the call, there's probably a fork in the road. They either said yes, they're interested, or no, they said no, they're not. Let's focus on what happens when they are interested. What needs to happen? The trigger is, the call went well. Cool. The goal of it is to get them to book a demo, or the goal of it is to pull out their credit card. Cool. What needs to happen? They need to go to a web page. They need to put in their credit card into our thing. They need to whatever. That's it. That's all you need to know about selling Go High Level. That's it. And then when they ask questions, you say, well, I don't know the exact answer to that. My position is to help onboard and take care of all of this. If you'd like, I can speak with my team and we can get on a phone call and we can go through some of the technicalities of it. But what I can tell you is that we integrate with Zapier, so a lot of the things are managed that way. We have AI within OpenAI, and we'll train the bot. You can talk high level, a 50,000-foot approach to the questions that they have. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you don't need to know every single little detail. When you go to a soccer game or a football game or a baseball game, you buy a hot dog and you put ketchup and mustard on it. You don't care how the pig was slaughtered, where the pig was born, how they killed the pig, what meat they put into the pig, the hot dog, what temperature they cooked it on. You just eat the hot dog. You're selling the hot dog with the condiments on it. That's how you should think about this. You don't need to know how everything works, how everything functions to a certain extent, right? And when it comes to that point, then you can say, hey, I can have one of my specialists on a call with us to go through this. And at that point, you can call me, you can call Adam, you can call Brendan, and you can say, hey, bro, I have this guy. He's interested in buying this. He has some questions that I didn't understand or I don't know fully. And I'd like to have you on a call with him so that you can help me sell this. And at that point, You now go to the client and say, look, I don't know the answer to this. If I said anything or I told you something, it would be me completely lying to you and making shit up. And the second that you tell them that you have somebody that can go further in detail on this, that increases your level of trust from here to here. People would rather be told, I don't know, but I can find the correct answer for you, rather than, no, no, we can do this, we can do that, we can do this, we can do that. Because now you become a salesman. And so you have to just, Andy, go and talk to 10 people in the next 2 weeks at the restaurant and just sell them this boomerang thing for $60.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the boomerang thing for me right now is not my focus. And I understand where you're coming from starting up from very small. And yeah, I think the boomerang me for me right now is not my priority. So, but yeah,
Okay,
I
well,
get your point.
go sell something. I
Yeah.
don't care what it is, but by next week, you should have at least 2 phone calls or 2 meetings set up, because I'm gonna call you out next Sunday and you have to show up.
All right. Thank you, Nick.
All right, Kathy, what's up?
I had first I wanted to just tell um Andy something.
Yeah, go ahead.
With the chat GPT, what Nick was saying, what I would recommend is that you upload your resume and you ask it with this um with my resume, what kind of services can I offer a small business? And how can I incorporate it with Go High Level? Because then you're learning what sometimes the talents that you have, you don't realize that you have until someone else tells you. And right now, ChatGPT can actually scan that resume and tell you. Okay. The reason why I say this is because just like Nick said, he said, do what you want. I love social media. I have an extensive background managing major brands, social media. But guess what? I don't like managing a campaign unless I'm getting paid $2,000 or $3,000 for it a month. So what I ended up doing is learning the conversation so that I could use it as a tie-in to get people into a Go High Level system. That's kind of like my opener, Nick. And I wanted to tell you one of my wins was I now coach someone one-on-one because they could not afford someone to manage it. But because I listened to what their pain points was, I asked them, well, they're like, we can't hire you. And I'm like, well, what if someone, you're going to have to do this no matter what, because you can't accomplish your goals if you're not doing social media. And they're like, yeah, you're right. I go, how about I coach you one-on-one every month, twice a month, to where I show you what to do, but I don't do it for you. So now I have a now I have a low ticket service to offer people that I don't have to put the hours of doing into, and I'm still helping other people. So that was a major win, and it's something I want to do. You confirmed to me right now, talking to Andy, do what I want to do, because I was personally worried. Do I coach people? What if what would Nick do? What would Raul do? You know what I mean? And I
Yeah,
was thinking, you know what? Fuck that. I have way too much history and background, and I enjoy coaching people. So I'm just going to add this to if a person can't afford me, I'm going to offer them one-on-one coaching because it takes me less time and I can still help people, and it's paying not my total amount that I like, but it's paying something. And my question, so now that was just me sharing my win. Now, my question to you was one, with the high ticket bills you mentioned tonight, you don't niche down, do you? You don't pick like a one niche just to sell to for high ticket. You kind of like sell to anyone that needs that service that can afford it, right?
yeah, I don't do any niching down. I don't do
Really?
any niching down. I just go and plop myself in front of the people that need what they're looking for. And I get that from everything inside the course, right? So it's like LinkedIn, it's Upwork is the biggest thing. It's networking and playing golf on the golf course. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and so, and so, yeah. And so, yeah, I don't do any niching down. I think that the niching down part is it was holding me back when I was first doing this. I try to do it with lawyers, I try to do it with chiropractors, I try to do
Okay.
dentists, I try to do doctors. But the thing is that I'm not in that industry. Now, Bernard is in the industry as well as Andy in the automotive industry. If I
Yep.
try to do something in the automotive industry, I don't know their problems. I don't know what keeps them up at night. And I don't want to go and learn an entire new, industry. Now, where I could niche down is probably in sales, right? Like in sales where medical device sales. I did that for 8 years. I could go and probably make a landing page. I could go and sit there and, run ads to get medical
Mm-hmm.
device salespeople to buy a CRM system or to use the AI chatbots that we have. But at the same time, I think back to myself when I was a salesman, I had a quota and I had a boss, and I already had a CRM system that I had to use for the through the company. I use Salesforce. And so
Mm-hmm.
there's a very, very, very small amount of people that would sit there and they would go and buy this from me. Now, real estate agents. I was a real estate agent here in Mexico for 2 years. I sold $10 million worth of real estate as a foreigner with a YouTube channel. And it was just, I was getting leads because I was posting videos of my journey buying a property here in Mexico. And people just started coming to me and saying, "Hey, I trust you. I want to buy a house. Can you help me? Can you point me in the right direction?" So I partnered up with some developers. I partnered up with real estate agencies that were here. And I went out and I was the liaison between getting the leads for them and then getting a commission, right? And then I started building out a property management company. Well, when I go and I think about me, that's how I learned what Go High Level was because I needed a CRM system to manage all the people from the comments and the emails and the text messages from my YouTube channel. And what I found, I started this in Go High Level, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to sell it to all the real estate agents here in Mexico. Like, this is exactly what they need. Why? Because what's his name? Jason Wardrop is selling, courses and his Go High Level stuff to every real estate agent. Well, at the end of the day, I wasn't really a real estate agent. I was just someone that put my journey on YouTube and I figured out how to sell because I'm good at sales a foreign investment to an American, a Canadian, a European, whoever wanted to buy. And the real estate agents, they don't see the value in it. They see the value in it, but like you said, you're not going to work with someone that's not paying you $2,000 or $3,000 a month. There's no real estate agent that has steady amount of sales coming in
Mm-hmm.
unless they have an entire business process of they create content. They, like the people that you see on like HGTV, those
Mm-hmm.
real estate agents that would find value in this. But for me to try to convince a real estate agent, and I tried this, I sold $10 million worth of real estate here. I have a CRM system. I can qualify your leads with AI. I can do that. It's like trying to get them to change their toothpaste. They're not going to
Mm-hmm.
change what they're accustomed to. And that's where I got into the high ticket builds without niching down. Because now I'm at a spot where I can find these people. I'm really getting in heavily involved in Reddit. I just started a Reddit account this month. I've been posting in places. You can't really self-promote, but
Mm-hmm.
there are so many people on Reddit that are just asking simple questions. What's the best CRM system to use?
Mm-hmm.
That's a conversation to be had in the comments that stays there. And so I'm plopping myself right in front of people that already know they have the problem. I'm just guiding them in the right direction, and they're utilizing my services in a natural way with the three-step process that I teach in the sales calls in the course, right? And so for me to niche down, maybe I'm biased because I have, all these years of sales experience, but I'm just going where it's easy. It's easy. It's very hard to find the prospect. But once you find that person and you position yourself as the consultant and you start to adjust the solution to their problems, there's no need for a niche anymore because the things that I know about Go High Level, I don't even talk about Go High Level until the third phone call. Like I don't even
Yeah.
mention anything about Go High Level unless they say like, what's the system that you use? We use Go High Level,
Yeah.
And so I don't I'm heavily, heavily, heavily focused on their problems and
Mhm.
my solutions through the proper questioning. So a niche for me, I mean, I have pre-IPO companies. We just sold one to a Bitcoin mining company. We have an erectile dysfunction medicine. We have three medical clinics. We have um, I
Yeah.
have Ross Jeffries, who is one of the co-authors of the book called The Game with Neil Strauss back in the 90s, and we sell an AI chatbot to teach men how to pick up women. Like I have the randomest things.
N- No, you're confirming because I think when me and you first met, my biggest struggle has been trying to force myself to niche down because you know, in my whole life, like when I was in Yellow Pages, I always found the low hanging fruit, right? What was the low hanging fruit? Contractors. But I sold to any contractor that would listen to me, right? And that's how I became good. Now I just get out there and I start talking. And even with this person that I connected with, I spoke at a webinar and they heard me speak. And that's what it's a bunch of authors. So now I have like 200 people to reach out to. And I'm like, but they're not contractors. Do I not call them because they're not contract? You know what I mean? So thank you for, again, saying you do you, boo. You know what I mean? Like, do what works for you. Like I'm just repeating what you said. Um, it
Yeah,
just gets so
you got to
frustrating in a
do.
lot of,
Yeah,
um,
do what works for you, right? Like take everything that you learn from me, from Raul, from Cody, from Adam, from Brendan, from Lee Jen J, from Alex Ramosi, from Gary Vaynerchuk, from all these people. But like they're not teaching, myself included, like we're not teaching a new way. This stuff has been around since, Dove soap started advertising. Like it's just a matter of putting it together, getting out of your mind. Like a lot of people on these calls are just too heavily bogged down by either the fear of accomplishing something, the fear of not accomplishing something, the fear of not having the experience or the confidence to go out and start something. And at the end of the day, you're texting like 10 people a day. It's the same as having a text like, hey, what's up? What are you doing? Hey, where are you at? And then when you go to the restaurant, you have a full conversation. The sales process is just a conversation, and you don't need to have a structured way. That's why I tell people don't use ChatGPT to put together your emails. Use it to give you the structure, but then go in and be yourself. And AI is not there to replace you and this and that. And all these people that we learn from are not here to tell you exactly what to do. They can guide you, right? But for me, and for other people, maybe niching down will keep them focused. But for me, I don't need to niche down because I'm putting myself in front of people that I already know need this. I'm finding them at their buying stage. I'm not trying to convince somebody that they need this is is very difficult because you have to sell it, right? So you have to, if someone doesn't know what they don't know, now you have to take them through the entire learning process. It's like when I talk to my dad about Bitcoin, I just give up. I'm like, Dad, I'm not that you're never gonna buy Bitcoin, so I'm not even gonna explain it. It doesn't matter. And he's like,
That's one
you
thing
know,
you've been, yeah, like when you mentor me, and it's something that I've always done, but sometimes you do stuff and you don't realize you're doing it, is asking the right questions. Even on my latest client, the only reason why I got her is because through all our conversations, I wasn't trying to sell her anything. I was trying to learn what she exactly needed and why she needed it and how
that's
I could
sales.
help her. And when,
That's sales. Sales is just open-ended questions, and from each answer, you listen to them, and then you ask the next question. And even when they give you a pushback, or they say, "Ah, no, I have to think about it," you acknowledge it, and then you ask them another question. Yeah, that's great. I think, smart, you're a smart business owner. I think it's a great idea for you to talk to your wife because it is expensive. Based on what you told me, because you already asked this question, each one of these clients that's slipping through the cracks is costing you about 10 grand. And so my question to you is, what would your wife need to respond to you with to move this forward? And then they're like,
mhm,
oh, and then now you get in even further of like, what is your wife going to tell you that, you got to talk to her about that's going to make you make that decision? But you asked it in a question, not like, all right, well, how do we move forward? That's a sales question. But then you acknowledge them, tell them they're smart, they're great. Our best clients actually go and talk to their business partner and their wives. And then you say, like, what is it that your wife has to tell you? Because based on our conversation, you're missing $10,000 a month coming through, and this cost, 6,000. So what is it that, your wife is going to tell you that's going to make this move forward? And then, oh, he's going to tell you the real reason as to why he's not going to buy, right?
yeah, yeah.
And it's all questions.
And sometimes those reasons you do have to pause and follow up. Like I had a situation like that in another sales call. Um, my second question to you is on your sales guide, the second piece of your lessons. I noticed that you said you're going to upload another sales call. So do you upload different sales calls into that second lesson plan?
Yeah, like every sales call that I have, um, I download it and then I have ChatGPT go through and kind of summarize it, and then I put it into the sales call section. Um,
Oh, okay, that's great.
yeah,
Okay.
so because like for this one that I did with this lady named Lori the other day. I had a call with her. I don't know what day it was. Let's just say it was Monday. Monday, I sold her on the $250 document. Wednesday, we had the $250 discussion and I built it out. Well, now Adam and Brendan are building out the document for me to give me the price. So I only have two of the videos inside that section because the final call hasn't happened yet. So as they happen, I just upload them into there. And
Okay.
so, yeah,
Okay. And then
it's
that means
constantly updated.
And then that one example, the Becky sample, that's in that training too, right? Where you were showing earlier today.
Yeah,
Earlier,
that's in, look, I'll share my screen. I don't know if you're on your phone or on your computer.
I'm on my phone.
Okay, well, look, so inside here, this is the playbook, right? So if you scroll through here, so this is basically like, how to sell these high ticket builds, right? Adam and Brennan's 10-10-10 method, your offers. And then if you come down here, this is where the sales come in. So, right. So I have call one, the discovery call, right? So this is the YouTube video that goes hand in hand with that. Then here's the sales calls. And then right here, you have your custom build template, which is, let's see what this is. This is how to go through it and organize it, right? So you have your pipeline stage with your workflow. And then right below that is the example documents. So all these documents are right here. And if you click here, you have your example ones. I can upload more into here, but really these are the only ones you really need. This is just
No,
to
no,
show
these are
what they're
good.
going to get. Yeah, that's just to
No,
show
no.
what they're going to get. But it's right here in this. Maybe I should just highlight this for you so you can see it.
No, I see it. I see it. I just didn't know that. Oh, yeah. Okay. So this is in the second training. Okay.
No, this is in the playbook. This is in the like if you
Playbook 2?
no, so right here in step 1, if you click start here, that's what this document is.
No way. I didn't know you had that in there. Did you update that with
No, that's
the
been there since day 1. That's step 1. What'd you do? You went to step 2?
I like when you first started this, I just jumped in and got the first piece of the training. And yeah, I just
Yeah,
said, okay,
so
Nick's doing this. I'm totally
this is the playbook, and over time I'll update it and whatnot. But I mean, I just keep putting stuff in here. Like this will be forever updated, right? I mean everything is in here. Like here's the layout for you to build this, right? So here's your pipeline stage, here's your, agency pipeline. These will help you with, if you're selling to an agency, if you're selling to a SaaS company, whatever. But this goes through and keeps everything organized for you. And it's all in that document.
I never this is funny. I never knew this. Okay,
It's
I'm looking at it.
yeah, it's step 1. You can't skip step 1.
Got it. I understand. I was all on the other side of things. Okay.
So, all right.
Thank you.
We've been on here for 3 hours. I gotta get off of here.
Are you uploading this whole conversation or are you going to cut it up?
It goes right onto YouTube. I'm gonna hire somebody to help me with all these videos at some point, but this is just all together.
Got it.
Oh,
Well,
all
thank you,
right.
Nick.
Yeah, you're welcome. James, I don't know if you have a question. I know you jumped in here a little late. But I'm glad everybody showed up and was
Just
here.
one quick question.
Sure.
You have a second? Yeah. So do you know a lot about the AI part, how to hook the AI up to your go high level?
Yeah.
Is it that people use separate companies do that, like Zapier? I'm not Zapier, but something they use another company when they do that, when they hook it in to the go high level, or they use another.
No, so we created our own custom AI. I'll show you what it looks like. Let me come through here and go here. So let me ask you this. How did you find this group?
Through Facebook.
Through Facebook. Okay. Was it a Facebook
Page.
ad?
Yeah, and then I paid to get into and all that stuff.
Okay. So you probably had my AI talk to you.
Possibly, yeah.
So I'll show you what this kind of looks like, right? So let's go to here. All right. So when I run an ad, right, someone will buy something, like the same way that you did, right? So this person, Jeremy, purchased the what's it called? The playbook that I have, right? So it says, hey, my name is Sarah. I just saw you grabbed everything on the page. We've had a bunch of people reach out. It sends a text message out. And then he says, like, great first text. I'm just checking out everything. I'll be happy to give you feedback. It's been a a long year of learning the ropes and positioning. Sounds like you've had quite the journey. What's the experience, right? So it goes through and it qualifies them. And then it will set them up it'll set them up on a call, right? So possibly the week after next, right? This is really good chatbot, by the way, Wednesday, Thursday, the 28th. No, it's booked. And so it comes through here and then, it sends out all this stuff. So what that looks like is inside our automations, we have our sales pipeline for the AI. And then we have all of our workflows. So these ones I made myself, but this is where it starts. So we have our communication start, and these are all the possible ways that it can, be triggered, and it goes through all these workflows depending on where they came from. Now, how it works is how this is different is this is a super powerful one that Adam and Brendan and Jarrell built. And so we do everything inside OpenAI. So all of these, like all of the prompts are headquartered inside the platform of OpenAI's API. And so I have everything organized here so that I can just change what I need inside ChatGPT, not inside Go High Level. And this is where this kind of becomes proprietary because you can sell licenses to it. And those licenses are protected. Whereas, inside Go High Level, you have crazy amounts of ways to handle this. You have a router. So you basically, are you very familiar with AI? Like, are you
Yeah.
well versed in it? Okay.
Yeah.
So
First.
this is a RAG model. We built a RAG model inside Go High Level where you can now route the conversation based on the prompts to wherever you need it to go. So what happens is the AI is responding based off a prompt here, right? So wherever you can add as many as you want in here. So like the tools are follow up start date, schedule a follow up. Respond 20 is check available slots, right? So then you come over here and if you scroll over to 20, it switches it to the role to a booking role. And then it just goes through. So this is the RAG model based off of a router situation. And there's no other chatbot that has this. So this is super powerful. And we have this. Let me see if I have this here. This is somewhere in here. I have the AI. If you want to just get the AI, look, I'll send you this link so you can check it out. Where do I go? Let me show you.
Is he actually in over his head? Come on, talk about this. Remember? This is what I do. I prove all this when you say it's wrong.
Yeah, this is the link.
Yeah.
Just so you have this, I'm gonna text it in here.
In the chat.
Yeah. I just had to stop sharing my screen because the chat window left. That's the AI for it right there. I'll put it on YouTube as well. But
To join the mastery thing or something else?
I think there's here, I'll show you what it looks like. I'll share my screen again. I think on here you can join the AI, or you can join the group, but this is just for the license for the AI. And then I think when you click get started, there is an option to join the Go High Level Mastery VIP, which includes the Marcus AI, but this Marcus AI, it's unlimited sub accounts on your account, so you can have as many as you want. I don't know what you do. I mean, maybe me and you could have another conversation,
Okay.
separated, just because I'm about to hang up, or I'm about to get off here, and I'm just kind of going through this quick for you
Yeah,
because
appreciate it.
before I leave. But basically it's $297 a month, and then you get unlimited amounts of sub accounts. So it's you can use it for as many clients as you need. But if you want to schedule a call with me, I can shoot you my calendar, and we could go through whatever the best thing for you would be, because I don't know where you are in your agency journey. I don't know what you do, but I wouldn't mind pointing you in the right direction if you need help.
Okay. All right, definitely. Yeah, just shoot me a link. I'll see what if we can schedule
Okay,
something up.
what's your last name?
Jason, Jayson. It should be on, or it should be J, maybe J.
Okay, I'll shoot you a text.
What's Boomerang anyway? What is that Boomerang?
Boomerang is a loyalty program that integrates with Go High Level. So we were talking earlier, Andy, Bernard was asking, like, what would be the easiest low-hanging fruit opportunity that I could go and sell something to a bunch of businesses. And I'm actually going to start doing this here in Mexico. It's just a rewards application for local businesses. So you can do it for, food and beverage, beauty, retail, local business owners, like, I mean, even ACE, like HVAC companies, all kinds. And it's just, I would probably sell this for maybe like $200 a month, to start out to see.
What's your cost on it? What's would be the
The cost
what's
on this, the cost
yeah.
on this is super cheap. It's like right now they have a 50% off all the regular plans. It's $107, and then a
Our
month.
cost is cheaper than that?
Yeah, our cost is $107, and then each client after 3 is $15 extra per month. So if you sell it for 200, you're selling it for you're profiting $185 a month at the fourth one. So this is something that I'm probably going to do here in Mexico. But it's super easy to do in the United States. I assume you're in the US, but
Yeah. So it's Boomerang what? Boomerang me? What is that?
yeah, boomerangme.biz. They're the guy that built this is in our group with Adam and Brendan, and so that's how I found out about it.
Oh, okay.
But they have
Yeah.
some good videos here. If you go to who's it for, and then like click on food and beverage and scroll down, there's a YouTube video here that explains it really well.
Yeah. I have some the reason I'm saying I have some things like that too. So I was kind of curious who did it. So it was just an individual that kind of put it with Go High Level, or he partnered with Go High Level now. Is he official partner?
I don't know if he partnered with them. I think they just built it all out into an app, and now they connect with everything. They connect with all these you know clients. Like, I mean, here's Shopify. If Indy's still on here, I mean, Indy, you could sell this to an e-commerce store, Shopify, for a high ticket build, right? Like, you might have a Shopify client that's selling $1 million a month, and now you just gave them a loyalty program, right? So yeah, I'm gonna look into this in the next couple of weeks. I haven't started on it because I'm working on other things right now, but I would like to do this.
Cool. Well, yeah. Well, I'll take a look at some stuff too. Definitely submit a link, or I'll probably just hit you in the group, and then do it like that when we get together.
Nick, I want to add to what Nick's saying, guys. Just you never know unless you do. Like Nick's telling you, Andy, just go and do it. I remember when I first started off in blogging, I didn't know anything, and I just did it. And I wanted to start working with Disney and Sony and all this stuff. And
Yeah, I
I
mean,
didn't
yeah,
know. And I just started reaching out and reaching out to people, and it escalated to where, you know, I ended up meeting and talking to people. But if I didn't make those first steps, if I didn't reach out, and just say, hey, I would sound stupid. Some of my conversations now, I feel like were the dumbest, uneducated questions and responses I would ever get. But now I'm really good friends with some of the top people. And when I ask, hey, I want to do this, mentor me on it, please, they'll take their time and write me, like, tell me where to go and do for another area of my business. But
Yeah,
it took me going out doing and just saying, hey, I'm going to look dumb and I'm going to learn from this, you know?
exactly. I started a blog in 2014 for hip hop. I ended up on stage in the tour bus with Kendrick Lamar, Nipsey Hussle. I managed, what's his name, for about 6 months. Um, Jack Harlow. I was on stage with Raekwon from Wu-Tang. I went all over the country just on tour with these guys from a stupid blog called hiphopdurso.com. And it was just me just being myself. And I finagled my way in on stage in tour buses, filming, going around, and there was no blueprint for it. It was just me hitting people up on Twitter. Like there's amazing things that once you get out of your head and you go and do it, things will just happen. And you're gonna just keep failing forward. That's what it's called, fail forward. So but James or Jason, let me see what it is in here, just so that I make sure that I send it to the right person. It's Jayson. Yeah, I see it. All right. I got your email. I'll send you everything right here, bro, and we can set up a meeting. I think you're on mute if you're trying to talk to me. Maybe did my internet go out? Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Jason, well, I guess he left, so I think I have his email. All right, guys. Well, cool. I will talk to you guys next week and see you soon.